What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition, another Thursday of Lyles Figure Files. Hope everyone's doing well. One more day for the weekend kicks off. I see the chat is full, busy. Have a lot of people here hanging out, spending their hard, long-awaited Thursday night, chilling with us here at Lyles Figure Files. Before I say what's up to everybody there, I want to make sure to say a special thank you to the Lyles Figure Files super supporters for August. Tom Finn 2018, Kwame Taylor, and Blake Tarpley. Thank you all so much. Continuing to work hard, doing the stuff to keep producing great content. Hopefully you all are enjoying it. I'm having fun putting it together. So yeah, I'm starting to come up with some ideas, tinkering with some plans for membership. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe you become a member, you get to propose an episode topic. We'll see. Still ironing out the kinks for it, but we'll get into it real soon. Let's say what's up to everybody hanging out in the chat so far. Got to give it to my man who's always first here. 80s kid from the 90s. What's up, my people? Yeah, tag team music back again. What's up, Jedi Master Lyles? I'm almost ready to buy some cool stuff. Once September hits, expect a huge haul video. We are now approximately 16 days away from September's kickoff. So I'm looking forward to that video. Snake Eyes, howdy. Vintage Bob is here. What's up, Vintage Bob? So is Loston Wallace. What's up, Loston? Vintage Bob is anxious to get the Marvel legend Odin. Though I still think he's overpriced, but man, he looks awesome. I always feel like if I really like the way a figure looks, I'm okay paying the price for it because as Ted DiBiase once said, everybody's got a price. You always got to grab your lapels when you do the $1 Million Man laugh. It's key. It's important. But yeah, I think he's a really nice looking figure. There's sometimes there are figures like when they try to pawn off a 3-pack of droids for $45. I'm like, come on, guys. What are we doing? For Odin, with all that sculpting, the capes, the different helmets, I see where the work went into it. Now I can quibble, I can argue and say, well, it should be $10 cheaper. But I can at least feel like, all right, I see what you guys put in to making this such a great figure. And Lawson says he's overpriced, but he absolutely looks fantastic. Vintage Bob, we got to get YouTube on that to make sure every Thursday at 8:05, I'm doing this, rocking it live, Lyles Figure Files, in case there's some major change in schedules, which I'll try to notify you all long before that time period. But every Thursday, 8:05, set your clock, your alarm on your phone to it. Lawson says, I think the truth is this. Often the price is overrated more than the figures. And I feel like I've been on a real G.I. Joe classified series unboxing, reviewing kick. Just did Airborne, Doc. Finally opened up Retro Recondo. I feel like that's the one line where, yeah, maybe a figure here and there could be $2 or $3 cheaper. But I feel like that $25 price point is pretty fair based on all the love they put into it, the accessories, articulation, which we know was really solid. Just the care that I feel they put in that line. That's the one where I'm like, yeah, you guys are doing it. I think Mattel's WWE line is also pretty price appropriate, so long as they're matching up the body parts just so. There's some I'm like, you had the perfect body part. Why'd you go with this one? But I feel like Mattel was really ahead of the curve when figures started getting higher on the price points. So when they eventually raised their prices, I could point and look and see like, well, they did include this new articulation point before. They were adding new portraits. They did throw in some different accessories where I felt like the money, any price point that I could quibble with was matched with what they had already started implementing in their figures. Vin Doom is here. Evening, everyone. Happy Friday Eve. And to my main man, 100 grand, Jeffrey, what it is. What's up, Vin Doom? How are you on this fine Thursday? Y'all aren't going to like my picks for tonight's episode. Of course, tonight, we're talking about your choices for most overrated and most underrated figures. in your collection, whether you picked it up at Target, Walmart, GameStop, wherever fine figures are sold. And you're like, this figure is totally not worth the hype. Or why are more people not talking about it? But we'll get into that at the top of the second hour. G Brew is here. What's up, boys? What's up, G Brew? My man. Vintage Boss says, speaking of overpriced, Phoenix takes the cake or the fiery bird. The $25 figure with an extra 6 cents worth of plastic is $50. Come on, man. That big, massive Phoenix bird, the flame base, which you can use with other fiery figures, it's worth way more than 6 cents. Greg Archer's here. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Greg? How are you on this fine Thursday? And as Jamie Park says, the chat is jumping tonight. Yes, it's going to get hot tonight. Henry G, what's up, man? Hey, Jeff, how you doing, brother? I am doing fine, just like Mary J once did. John Deere Green 79, what's up, bros? What's up to you as well? How are you, John Deere? You be playing. What's going on, Jeff? Hope all is well, buddy. Doing well, my friend. How are you doing? Blake Tarpley's here. Sup, Jeff, and the Figure Files crew. Let me see here. I gotta pull up the graphic. Oops. That was provided to me. Where'd it go? Because I feel like we're on the Figure Files crew. Baby. Where is it? Let's see. This is what happens. I try to line up all my pictures just so, and then when things get a little off the rails, and I'm like, I gotta put this photo in. And of course, I can't find it, so it's like a mess. And it's like it speaks to the readiness of the showrunner here. No names, Jeffrey Lyles. Okay. I guess I just will not be putting it up here. We'll get to it soon. Anyway, what's up, my man? Everybody's happy to see each other. I love this community we've got here in the chat. David Thanos, what's good, y'all? What's up, David Thanos? Vintage Bob, hey, Jeffrey, cool topic idea. Thank you. This one's kind of inspired by Jamelin. I kind of did a little bit of massaging because I was like, ooh, I can change this up a little bit. But thanks, Jamelin, for this one. Retro Robo's here. What up, Jeff and the Figure Files crew? What's up, Retro Robo? It's really not there. Darn it. Spidey fan wants to kick us off this week. I got Astonishing Wolverine over the weekend. Great figure. So, Spider fan jumped into it. What you all get over the course of this week? For me, I was hanging down with my in-laws over not quite the weekend, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Great time hanging out with them. And it was down south, which meant hitting up a bunch of stores that I don't normally go to. And it was very eye-opening. I saw these figures actually are statuettes on the shelf. The McFarlane Marvel comics. So there were both versions of Spider-Man, and you could really see the difference in that scales. Like one is massive, the other one is a lot smaller. So that was cool to see in person. And I saw, of course, the one figure a lot of you all are still looking for, and I had no interest in it. And I saw it in hand, Tiger Paw and Wreckage, and I wasn't like, oh man, I want to get this. But I did see some people posting Naugahyde riding on it, and that looked kind of cool. So this goes down to $15, $20. I might have to take a look at it for those purposes. Let's see, is there anything else that I was like, oh man, it's really cool. I'm so happy to see this on the shelves here. Oh, yes, there we go. Just trying to find this. I actually saw more of the McFarlane JLA wave, and they had the Platinum Aquaman, which I don't want. And look at this, an actual Street Fighter figure sighting in stores. This is the first time I've actually seen one. And then, even better, Ken, Red Chun-Li, and another Fei Long. This is wild. So, of course, thanks to Target being awesome, having sales, I did pick up Ken because I've got Chun-Li, I've got Fei Long and now I've got Ken. Of course, that means I've got to get Ryu real soon. I mean, because it's like I don't have all these characters and not my favorite Street Fighter figure. Lefty Two Lions, BK, Jeff, and the crew. What it do? What's up, Lefty? How are you? Nolan. Hey, Jeffrey in chat. What's up, Nolan? Vintage Bob. Jeffrey's so true. Thor's my all-time favorite, so Odin is a must-have. $60 feels like a lot, but yeah, at least they put work into it. I'm gonna love getting him. And I feel like if when he shows up at Ollie's for 20 bucks and we're like, I can't believe I paid $60 for this figure, we'll at least have some comfort, some solace, knowing that a figure that great's already in our collection. We'll have to hope that we can find it at Ollie's where good stuff is cheap. Lost it. Jeffrey finally got both Warbird and Once a Man Cobra Commander. I overpaid for both. I don't like that, but I got them. I have continued to check on Target's website for Warbird, and I've seen at least on a few occasions, actually, she's actually right now available at one of my nearby stores. So that's crazy. So keep checking on the website. They do a pretty decent job of keeping you updated in terms of if the figure's actually shown up. I'm seeing reports that Warbird is still popping up. I got this photo, which I was amazed at seeing. Let's see here. This is from a legit Target. They're flooding these pegs with warbirds. I think that's 4. Yeah, it's 4. So it's crazy. So keep looking. You're checking the website if your local stores aren't as great as the website because they're still shipping her. So I don't, if you really want to get her, maybe they up more than retail, but I think she's eventually going to be on there where you're not going to have to pay $50 for. So keep checking. Of course, if September hits, maybe press that button and go grab her by any price necessary. But I think you'll still be okay for a little bit. I'm glad you didn't break the bank. That is very important. Kelly Cox, what's going on? Boris Mortis is here. Evening, everyone. What's up, Boris? David Thanos, got my Once a Man Cobra Commander and don't know where to start with the posing. Yeah, I'm seeing some great photos of photographers shooting amazing pictures with this Cobra Commander. And I feel like when Classified series started out, none of us were anticipating buying a Once a Man Cobra Commander figure. I think Joshua Williamson really suckered me into the need for this figure with his Cobra Commander limited series run, kicking off the Energon universe section of G.I. Joe. And I was like, well, that's great. This is a perfect use for him. Kind of ties in G.I. Joe, the movie, with the new continuity in the comic book. So that worked out really well. This figure is great. And there's so much to be excited about where they're going to go next. We know next month is PulseCon. And I'm trying to remember, I have to check the phone again really fast, see if I can get that reference for when it is, because it's not that far away from us. It is Friday the 13th, September 13th. So that's great. Since it's PulseCon, we'll probably see maybe three to 5 new reveals. Of course, we know Starduster from Classified series, Nemesis Immortal, will be showing up. And I have to say it the same way Galabulus said, Nemesis Enforcer, fetch Cobra Commander. Then we can do the whole Spore thing. It's going to be amazing. So looking forward to that. When is PulseCon? It's like we're right here, 80s. Right there. Ryan Daly, what up, Jeff and the Figures crew? What's up, Ryan? How are you, my friend? Lawson, I think the retro line is fantastic. I'm super excited to get them, recent ones especially. Since Duke and Scarlet retros, I'm just really jazzed about that line. It's funny because I've been on a GameStop tour with Muhammad, my man, and I have been trying to take advantage of more of these clearance, buy one, get one free deals. I went to one store today and they had Aquaman, the DC Direct with Quisp for $25 regular price. And I've been to several which have had him for a lower price. I went to a couple, saw some pretty decent deals, but I was running into the problem of they had one figure I wanted, specifically Multiple Man, Marvel Legends, retro card. They only had one of them. And if they just had two, it would be great. But I kept going to different stores and they only had one. And then I couldn't find a second figure I really, really, really wanted to get. And I was like, foiled again. But that sale is good. I did see finally in hand Beachhead, the retro card version. Looks so good. I've seen the eel. I don't think I've seen the snow serpent in person yet. Fortunately, I haven't sold out it on Amazon or Entertainment Earth. So there you go. There's an option on that. But yeah, I'm with you, Lawson. Those retro figures are looking pretty cool. Vintage Bob, I have a few candidates for underrated, but I'm trying to think of which ones I consider overrated. Well, we still got time. Ryan, Jeff, I finally ordered Warbird. Target notified me 3 times when it came back in stock, and each time was sold out by the time I checked. But it lasted work and should arrive next week. Awesome. Yeah, they're notifying me when it's back in stock is actually pretty solid. I've had that experience you've had where it's like, I missed the email because I was asleep at 4 in the morning. And of course, it's sold out. But they will continue to do it as long as you go, nah, I really need you to notify me when it's back in stock. Congratulations, Ryan. Glad to hear you got her. Jamie, I don't want to brag, but I was able to grab Phoenix early at the $35 air price. And even though I don't have her in hand just yet, I think it was a very fair price. I think so. I think that Phoenix bird setup probably worth 10, maybe $15. I'm not too upset with that price point. Would it be better to get her for 35? Of course, but I'm with you. I think it's a pretty fair price point. And that's going to be a drop down discounted price point at some point, whether from Amazon, Hasbro Pulse, somewhere. We're going to see. Lawson, best live chat ever. Always. Well, thank you. I hope you're talking about this show. Danny Roo, what's up, Jeff? How are you? I am good, my man. Danny, how about you, my friend? Boris Mortis, no Warbird still, but I got my Comic Con Jada Toys Violent Kin. It's amazing. It's pretty angry too. The Boombox Crew. I need to have a boombox on hand so I can do that. Of course, I gotta get some messages. You gotta get some rings to have them on there with a whole message on them. Northern Nomad. I've got McFarlane Dark Side coming my way. From where? Congratulations. G Brew checked out comics, cards, and collectibles in Canton. It's a lot of C's. Last Saturday, all trays were 50% off. Ow, I bit my tongue. That hurt so bad. That was too many C's. I bit my tongue off of them. All trays were 50% off for the month of August. And I picked up Operation Zero Tolerance, Quest for Magic. Which one is that one? Messiah War. I like that one. Necrotia. Let's see. So 1 and 3, I have read, did enjoy. That's pretty good to get them 50% off. The Quest for Magic, I'm not familiar with though. Snake Eyes, I saw you put in your pre-order for your Hot Toys Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine. Congratulations. You are now one of us. Or as Bane would say, one of the initiated. One of the initiated. Initiated. There you go. We'll get our words straight. Danny Roo, I got Retro Carnage and McFarlane Fire. Hot. What do you think? Did you which of the two are your favorite? Fire doesn't look as bad in person. I think just seeing all the sculpted details, like Tide, this is a blank female body. What are you doing? Cindrus, I've never gotten a notification for Warbird. Are you still doing the notify me when it's back in stock thing? Excuse me. Lawson, I got the 6-inch Judge Dredd from Hiya. See, I always hear Outcast. Hey, toys. Very Brian Bolland, and I love it Also got the Mars Attacks Martians from Super 7. Now I can recreate my Mars Attacks Judge Dredd covers. Nice. 80s kid. Oh, I definitely want that Spider-Man statue. Put it on the list for September. Ryan conveys the message I was saying. All I can say is be patient and don't succumb to fear of missing out and overpay. I'm sure you'll have a chance to get it eventually. Yes. Blake, no figures. What's going on, man? I didn't buy any figures. I made a few of my 5 POA custom molded Boba Fett figures. Very nice. How many more did you do? Jibru. Also got some records at a garage sale. Bowie and Cream, no peaches. And also got Electra Daredevil at Ollie's. I've never read a single comic wearing Electra's Daredevil, but the design is cool. It is a really cool looking design. And I'm right there with you. It's like, yeah, I can see that. My Ollie's haven't gotten those figures, that second half of that retro Spider-Man wave, but I think I might have to bite and grab her because she does look cool. And I'm with you. I haven't read it either. Lawson also got Darkseid Once a Man, Cobra Commander, and Batman versus Bane 2-pack. All right, Lawson, which one won the week? There you go. There's a tongue twister or tongue biter. Greg Archer should have jumped on the Tiger Paw. Wreckage is awesome. I cannot look at Wreckage and go, yeah, you're a different character from Firefly. It is just, now I know Joe is just built on repaints. So many of them are just mix and match and change a few parts. Hey, you got a brand new character. There is something, even with the cool different pattern on the mask, is like, nah. I think it's because that design looks a little bit too sinister and they didn't change up enough parts. And I'm just like, nah, dude, you're Firefly going undercover. Maybe it's the Sigma 6 version of Firefly before he joins up with Cobra. My target has 7 Red Chun-Li and 1 Ken. It was really wild to me because I go to Target at least once, twice, 3 times a week. And I've never seen a Street Fighter figure there. And it was like, this is so wild. Actually seeing Street Fighter figures at Target because, all of mine don't have them. So I'm going in the place where I would imagine they would be. And then this time I was like, oh, wow, you actually have them there. So that's pretty cool. All of y'all who have those Street Fighter figures on your actual store bags. My Black Series Moma Nadon should arrive tomorrow. Nice. My favorite alien from the cantina. Moma in the streets, Hammerhead in the sheets. Ryan, that was just a tip. My imaginary cap to you for that one. Amazing. Gee, bro, I see Street Fighter figures all the time at Target and the exchange up here in Ohio. And is that IO? No, it's OH, right? David Thanos, I got me Harlem Heat and Black Gear. Ali WWE Superstars Once a Man Cobra Commander, Platinum Edition version of Manhunters, Sports Masters, JLA Superman, and Cyborg Superman. And just got the Target Retro Carnage. My man. I saw the I'm phrasing the black attire Harlem Heat. I can't, and I definitely want to get those. Still hate that mold they use for Stevie Ray. That Batista mold is awful because you can't put the arms flush against this size. They have to hang out very weirdly, awkwardly. But I'm kind of in this thing of like, I'm going to find those chases. And I have had zero luck finding them. And I hate the fact that they made chases as part of that Walmart exclusive line. That is like way worse than a Target exclusive. So I might just have to get them and swap those out every so often with my red attire Harlem Heat. Now, when they get that Booker T in the black and the white, I might have to camp out at Walmart every day until I get that white attire because I really like that solo look for him. Henry G, I got my Once a Man Cobra Commander Retro Kingpin reissue. Where did you order Retro Kingpin from? I heard some people were having some issues with their Kingpin being canceled. My Siege Jetfire reissue, wanted to double up on those two. Nice. Where did you get Siege Jetfire from? Lefty T Lions. While on vacation with the family, I missed once a man cover commander, but I did pick up Jada, Violent Ken, and Chun Li player 2. I am so jealous that they included the laughing face and the peace sign. I'm like, oh man, that's a really great inclusion. So they really are doing a great job of making you go full on Street Fighter. I gotta get the variants. I gotta get the optional color version, especially if they start including different portraits in them. Smart and sneaky move. Northern Nomad, sure, all them warbirds are at Jeffrey's local targets. No, sir. I've seen, I've seen two of my local targets since the first day that I got mine. And it's been like oh, here today, gone the next time I go. People over in this area are like, we have a huge, massive Facebook group. So it covers the whole DMV, and people communicate pretty well on it. And it is like, if you're reporting, you need to have the figure before you're telling people about it. Lost and Warbird is gorgeous, by the way. I love it. Small in scale, maybe, but it works for me. Love the retro head, especially, but both heads are so well done. Yeah, I'm having a problem with my figures having alternate head sculpts now, because it's like, what do I do with the extras? I have them in this big, massive thing where it's like, all right, here's all the alternate heads and all this. And I had it really organized very well. I had them in little, they're home Michaels. So this thing where you have little plastic deals where I put my plastic bags with all the accessories in. But then as they're starting to include extra heads, it got a little bit bigger and it's gone out of control. I have, there we go, just massive baggies of heads and all this stuff. And you know, we want to do a little variety with your shoots or just posing your figures, and they have alternate heads. It's kind of like, that's cool. I want to throw on the other head just for fun. Warbird is definitely one of those characters where it's like, I want to throw on that extra head or put on the extra head. It just mix it up a little bit, but she's down somewhere else and it's a little bit trickier, harder to find. I don't know. I got to figure out a better system for that. What do you guys do? Danny Rue, my cousin got me the Rookie and Bloom 2-pack as an early birthday gift. When's your birthday? You won't be here next month due to school. Nice. Well, happy early birthday to you. 80s kid. Jeff, have you seen the classic Captain America Funko Pop? It looks so cool. It's even got the black cell shading on his forehead. It sounds like the Funko Pop for me, 80s. I have not seen this figure yet. Let's see if I can find him on any of my affiliates. Let's see. I found, wait, no, that was the pin version. I think I have found this one you're referring to. It looks amazing. Earth's Mightiest Heroes version. This is part of the promotion. This does look pretty cool. 80s. I do, man, that cell shading looks so cool. The black. I really feel like if we can get that in Marvel Legends form, that'll be the definitive for me version of Captain America. But like Jodeci, I'm still waiting for that version. All right, let's see here. Ultra Run, our Tech and Toy Reviews. What's up, Jeff and crew? What's going on? Your Warbird heads up. Help me locate one in stock. Over an hour away was worth the drive. I am so happy to hear that. Always down to help out my fellow collectors, so I'm glad you were able to get her. Fleazy's World, what up? What's up, Fleazy? Yo, you're breaking my heart with those Warbird kits. As long as I'm not tearing up your heart. Lefty, found Marvel Legends retro card Carnage 2. Nice. Joe Rick Cage. Sabretooth was renamed Wreckage. Why do I like that? I don't know, Rick. Why? Been doing because my stores never have them. I picked up Dawson and Kryptonite Doomsday on sale at Amazon, but actually was able to pick up my favorite Batmobile, Batman animated series from Target. Nice. Maurice Phillip, what up? Good times on all. How you doing, Maurice? Lawson, you just know that King is coming in September. That's right. I forgot about. Actually, I think I actually have the time when that figure is coming. I don't have to guess on that. All right, let's see here. Hasbro sent me this deal. Where is it? All right. Bear with me 1 second. because I can actually pull up that information. I don't have to guess. King the Conqueror Fall 2024. So, oh, okay. Available at Hasbro PulseCon later this year. Details to come soon. That's all the details I needed. So, yes, Kang will be showing up as part of PulseCon. Vintage Bob says Hasbro can get back in my good graces out of the Strange Tale Wave fiasco. I can't call it a fiasco. I've said this in the comments. I can't call it a fiasco. They just decided to randomly use a name that long in the tooth Marvel fans like you and me were going, well, here's what they should put in a Strange Tale Wave. And that was on us to having that assumption. And they were like, what's the problem? What's the deal with this game with these characters? Why are y'all upset? So that was on me getting too excited, thinking about the wild classic characters they could put into a Strange Tale Wave. Granted, I think the branding was a little off, but that was on me, not them. So not a fiasco. They released the Wrecking Crew and the Secret Wars Wave. I'm forgiving when they do things right. I really hope we'll see the Wrecking Crew. I definitely feel like there's several ways they could release them. 4-pack, two packs. I mean, or in the Secret Wars way. There's lots of opportunities for them to make that happen. And we've seen them do 2, 3-packs, 5-packs. We've seen them do a 4-pack under the Hasbro reign, since Return of Marvel Legends. I don't know, but I feel like that's an easy 4-pack. And he's going to be one of the first people. Wow, okay. Good luck in that endeavor. David Thanos says September 13th. Come on, Hasbro. Give our wallets a break. No, sir. That is not the business they're in. Because it's funny. You said, hey, give our wallets a break, but no, they're not gonna do that because they've still got a HasLab to finish. And coincidentally enough, the HasLab Rattler will be done just a few short days before PulseCon. And right now, for those of you checking, 25 more days to back it. The Rattler stands at 13,662 backers. That puts us a little ways off from getting our Rattler Gunner, but we're getting very close now. Hopefully, by this time next week, we'll be on the countdown to Baroness Decobra, and we'll get them squared away. So nice. We're getting there. It's not as fast as I would like. Finish Bob, I can't complain about the price on Kang since the throne alone has been available on Etsy for years, but it's 65 to 75. Who's making that throne back then? Lawson, when is John Stewart Green Lantern coming? McFarlane still hasn't shipped one to me, and I ordered 2. One to customize by painting on the mask. Which one are you referring to? Because they have done John Stewart Green Lantern. Are you talking about the I don't know. Which one are you referring to? Because I'll do a really fast search on Amazon, and he's there still at the very affordable, very nice, not very evil price tag of $24.99. So he's there right now for you to grab. I do regret not getting the platinum chase version when I saw it because I do kind of like that one a little bit more. But he's there. So, and if you're interested, let me know. I'll send you an affiliate link. So how about the channel too? Jamelin, I got Odious from Unparalleled Universe's Kickstarter in on Monday. Nice. Then today, bam! Once a Man Cobra Commander and a pile of loot, including the animated Bat Cycle, Motu Cyclone, Momonodon, 2 Droidicas. Nice. How are the Droidicas? Do you like them? I am like getting tricky because I need to get an army of super battle droids, the Droidicas. I'm thinking maybe 3 or 5 would be enough on that front. But the super battle droids, is their price this too much for them or too many? Could I really have too many of them? Wakanda Forever Spawn and 3-0 Snake Eyes. You had an amazing pile of loot, my friend. I'm glad somebody caught it. We were listening to Quest on the way back home, so that's what did it. Vin Doom, friendly reminder, Marvel Legends Punisher goes up for pre-order on next week, the 22nd, next Thursday. I'll make sure to put up a link. Thank you, Vin Doom. John Deere Green 79 says retro beachhead is as close to prefect and perfect as it possibly can get. I'm with you. That figure looked really good in hand. Had to look really, really hard. Oh, wait. The eyebrow is missing a slidge. A slidge, a new word. A slid, slimmer, a sliver of paint. So I can't get it. But that was about it. I was desperate to find some flaw because it looked really great. James Green, what's up, good action figure family? What's up, Jeffrey? How you doing, James? Jay Woods is here. Good evening, Jeff and crew. What's up, Jay? From the great white north. How are you, my friend? Danny Root, I finally found Azrael Blue Batman. I gasped in the store. Isn't that fun? Where it's like, oh my gosh, they actually had that. I think the last time I had that, like, I can't believe I found this figure in stores was when I found an Ultimate Edition Razor Ramon in the purple chase. I've been looking for that figure for months, and I found him when he was on clearance. It was a real big win, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's here!" And I like grabbed him and did the Gollum thing. I got him. He's mine, my precious. It was great. So congratulations. I do know that feeling of figure euphoria of which you described. G Bro also pre-ordered Phoenix for 35. I dropped everything I was doing at work to log into Big Bad Toy Store and pre-ordered as soon as I got that email that was dropping. Pretty excited. But can you hide it? Question. Green Man, what's up, man? How are you? Lawson, I may resculpt Phoenix's hair to make it more like the Burn style wavy, full-bodied hair from the early 80s. I'm with you. I like the figure. I don't really love the hair sculpt. I feel like that is one area of which she is lacking. But while you're mentioning that, let's take a look at the Mafex figure because that one looks like it actually has the hair sculpt just so. And I'm wondering how expensive. I mean, this figure, I think the hair on all the different versions looks really cool. I think the best one is not this one. It's really good. It's this one. This one looks straight up John Byrne. And I'm trying to think how compatible those head sculpts for Mafex figure are with Marvel Legends. Because this right here, one of Marvel Legends body, I don't know if I can beat that. It's a really good figure. Of course, do I have $140 just for head sculpt? Probably not. Van Doom says, smash that like button. Thank you, Van Doom. Friday Daily, not sure if you heard, but they confirmed the upcoming Studio Series 86 Megatron will not be a gun. What? But rather a tank, which should surprise no one. But collectors are still mad about it. I mean, I think Megatron is probably the one Transformer that I'm just never going to bother transforming. I mean, they've always given us different options in terms of like, hey, this giant Decepticon is going to transform into this gun that can be held by the other ones. And they almost always give us a smaller transform Megatron and gun mode. So, it's just a matter of here's Megatron, and he's disappeared and replaced by a gun that Starscream is now holding. That's all I'm going to do. I don't need to ever transform him into tank mode. I'm never going to transform that Studio Series 86 version into tank mode. So I don't care. Are you going to get it? Because I'm really excited to see what it looks like, especially if it's as good as that Optimus Prime. Blake Tarpley, best live chat ever. Yes, but it's a toss up between Lyle's Figure Files and Lyle's Movie Files. Lawson, you need to join us on Wednesdays. Thank you for the plug, Blake. Every Wednesday, me and the fellas, Jace, my little brother, and Chief, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend himself, talk about all things pop culture, Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, a little bit of everything else in between. Last night, we talked about Ray Gunn, the Australian break dancer, and all kinds of other wacky stuff, including Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black and why it's the most downloaded and watched Amazon Prime movie ever from MGM Studios. Anyway, back to the show. Judge Dredd is here. What's good? What's up, man? I feel like I never can see what everybody's cool emojis are in the chat because I know you've got something right behind my name, but it's just coming up as a square. I'm sure it's something cool. 80 Sid, of course they're mad. If it's something to complain about, figure collectors are going to do that. Citrus may not have Warbird, but my Mayfex Wolverine reissue arrived yesterday. Still boggles my brain that I got him for the same price people are paying for the 97 Wolverine. What did you pay for it? And of the two, I'm assuming that you like the Mayfex one more, but what do you think about that one? Vintage Bob says, I saw a source online for a step-by-step guide to replacing Medusa's hair with wires, and it looks great. Just worry whether my customizing skills are up to doing it. Please share with the rest of the chat, Vintage Bob. I'd like to know that too. Judge Dress, I'm not a Transformers guy, but you can't do nothing with a big gun. Yeah, it's literally, hey, let me go outside and get in trouble. Nah, there's just no reason or need in 2024 to have a figure that transforms into a gun. There's no need. DJ Jedi, what's up? What's up, Loudspeaker Files crew? How you doing, DJ Jedi? G-Brew. The Quest for Magic is a collection of the Kyle and Yost era of New X-Men, the one that followed the student team, in which Belasco resurrected Ilyana Rasputin. Belasco would be a pretty fun Marvel Legends figure. Ryan is hooked. Now that I've gotten the McFarlane Detective 27 Batman, I really want the Batman 66, but I missed the pre-order. Hopefully it's not too hard to track down once it comes out. Most of the time, his figures are pretty solid. They're stocked, I want to say, really well for about a good month or so. Then it gets a little dicey. You may have to go around to other stores to track it down, but they're pretty good early on. I think they're at least good until like the first sale Target or Walmart, the first sale that Target might have, and then they start to clear out, or once they start dipping into clearance, but you should be able to find that pretty easily. Fleazy, at least Madden comes out tomorrow. Yes, and I'm all set for the Madden curse of having Christian McCaffrey on the cover. What crazy stuff could happen to the Niners this year? Maybe our quarterback can mess his elbow up in the NFC Championship game. One of our star linebackers could tear his ACL running back onto the field during the Super Bowl. Maybe our starting safety could drop a punt that will lead to another interception. Maybe, I don't know. Madden curse is crazy. I can't wait to see what happens to us from it. All right, let's see. Big Little Collectibles. What's up, guys? Hope everyone is having an awesome night. Big Little Collectibles. Happy to hear from you as always, my friend. Hope you're having a good night too. Judge Dreads. I'm waiting for a multiverse cyborg soups, a savage crucible lizard, and my first Joy Toy Warhammer 1/18 put on my dwarf shelf. Nice. I still want to see how you got all this set up with all your different monsters and creatures. Sounds pretty fun. Game Quest. Evening all. Made it to a live stream. Welcome. Speaking of Jada, Violent Ken just arrived. The box looks almost too good to open. Almost. I gotta check out what the packaging on that guy look like. It's funny though. I'm excited to get regular Ken, and everybody's like, I got Violent Ken today. Jada Toys. Let's see. That's pretty funny though, because everybody is like, yo, Violent Ken, the box, the figure's so cool. I'm like, look what I got. All right, let's see. Let's check out what Violent Ken looks like. Oh, did they not have a picture of the box? That's a fun pose. I always love looking at what they come up with for the poses. Like, okay, so the figure can do that. Great. I'm gonna give that a shot. Does look cool. Here we go. Oh, that is a nice package setup there. It's pretty good though, because you can almost work around it. I do love the inclusion of the drums there. That's pretty fun. Nice job. So I'm officially jealous and upset that I don't have Violent Ken, but happy to hear you got a Game Quest. Matthew finally got Dalsim today. Love the Street Fighter figures. San Diego Comic-Con Chun-Li is awesome. Do you have Bison too? Because Dalsim looks really cool with the arms. Does he have the extended legs too? Lawson, the one that won the week, Judge Dredd from Hyatt Toys. But I like the Batman Bane set. I removed the darker blue around Batman's mask where the mouth is cut out. I mean, I got to check that out. Or send me a photo. You can do that. Matthew, my once a man arrives tomorrow. Got it from a buddy who ordered multiples on Hasbro Pulse. Also got my night creepers in this week. How many night creepers did you get? Felix is here. Good evening, Jeff and Thursday crew. What's up, Felix? How are you? Game Quest. Dawson is easily one of my top 5 figures of the year already. Oh, nice. Glad to hear that. So I went through Amazon and I put them in my cart. So whenever I didn't end up with a big landfall of money, I'm going to get all the ones they've got. So that's Ryu, Bison, Dawson. That's it, right? Those are the 3. So we've got 6 right now. I'll be all set and ready for the rest of them. So I can then devote my Jada Toy spending on all the Mega Man bots and robots. Judge Dreads, Amazon screwed me on the Cyborg Superman. Had to pick it up on eBay for about $30. That's not bad, especially considering what people will pay for it. Jamelin, I'd like a Booker T in white with short dreads and a mustache. Yeah, I guess we don't have that. So right now we've got the short dreads from that set, the SmackDown set with Stone Cold. And let's see, WWE Booker. It said that. So let's see. Target's website is not the best in terms of finding stuff. I don't know why they make it finding anything on the site so challenging. It's really weird the way they do that. But when you do find it, it's like, great, here it is. This is exactly what I was talking about. Here we go. Great. I did find it without too much trouble. Pull it up there so y'all can see too. So Jalen, I guess we got something we can do here. We got Booker with the really short dreads and the "Tell me you didn't just say that" t-shirt. So that's pretty fun, pretty cool. I did see these figures, this set in stores. They look pretty cool. I'm trying to see if old Booker is just in a t-shirt outfit. So I wonder how hard that would be, because they do have a King Booker with white tights. So maybe if we got desperate, we could work that out. Rick Cage acquires Strongheart, Ichigo, Valorverse, Action Force, Steel Brigade, Desert Troopers, Camo Sniper, and Swarm Tracer Trooper. That's pretty nice. You got a good haul there. Carlos Castillo, sup, peeps? Anybody got a once a man Cobra Commander for sale? I feel like you could find one. Maybe not for a reasonable price point. Matthew, I like him Bison better so far, but he is cool. Posted my first pick of Dawson tonight. Let's see. Where did you post him? And I'm glad to hear this about Bison. So now there's 2 that I'm really excited about grabbing. I got Jetfire from GameStop after 5% off for pro members and rewards. I think I paid like $50 or so. Got Kingpin from Pulse. GameStop really does come through. I'm a big fan of what they're doing. Excuse me. Game Quest. Mayan Bison is en route via Big Bad Toy Store. Cannot wait. Chun-Li Player 2 as well from Next Level. Woohoo! Nice. G-Bro, yeah. Evidently, my dream of seeing Marvel Legends Morrison era new X-Men figures may become a reality. X-Men 97 Season 2 will feature at least Scott and Jean in those costumes. I am psyched. But are you psyched? Sorry. That was terrible. But I mean, you said Scott and psyched. They're right there. Vintage Bob. I've sold off some alternate heads I know I'll never use, but I keep some for possible custom stock. Smart move. Brian Daly, I've got like 90 orphan Build-A-Figure pieces of figures that will never be completed, just sit in the bottom of the storage bin. I feel like maybe I should set up something, because I have the same problem with parts. I'm like, I'm never buying this figure. But then I have some others where I still need to get the pieces to complete the figure. So maybe I'll set that up in the Discord. So that way, if there's some pieces that maybe we can swap with each other, that may work out. So yeah, let's try to do that. Help each other out. We are Bar Jones. It's all you have to do is add black paint to the mask of the 20th anniversary cap. I did that to mine, super easy. Yeah, I know it. I know it's easy. I just don't want to have like some sketchy hand paintbrush black paint situation going. Oh no, the black paint has ran down in the cap's eyes because I can see that happening. I know they look super, super steady, but when it comes to painting, my hands go, it's a mess. So hopefully they'll do it for me, and I'll have I really can't have enough caps because I could throw him with any section of my Avengers displays. So having multiple caps, not a problem. Flamingo sauce. Didn't realize Tiger Force wreckage was his original look and that there wasn't a previous version. Yeah. Yeah, it's a interesting deal, but I just the Firefly deal is a little bit too tight for me. Vintage Bob, I painted some black cell shading around the H on the newer Marvel Legends Hawkeye. And it looks 1,000 times better now. Well, I want to see what that looks like too. Felix picked up Retro Kingpin on Pulse, The Clown, Carnage, Target, Hammerhead, Lady Satanus, Dracula, Monster Force, Blob, Jean Grey, Mayfex, Colossus, and Juggernaut, to name a few pickups. So there was more? Woo! So Ace is the place. Gotcha. Thank you, G Brew. Bunch of those craft nuts and bolts divider boxes. So are you putting like all the hands into the separate dividers, or are you like separating them out based on character? Because I'm really funny with that. So if I have like a random red gloved hand, it's like, wait, what figure does this go to? Because of course your reds might not match up just so. I definitely have that problem when I mix all of my WWE different hands. It's like, wait, this one has more of a tan than the other one. So it's a little bit tricky. Let me know what you do on that. Patrick P, what's up, my man? Henry J had the original release, Jetfire and Kingpin, but I wanted to have copies of both sealed. I always double on Commander class when they're good and I can swing it. And I love that retro card. Yeah, the retro card is really, really cool, especially if you have the room for them. Kang is coming out as part of PulseCon September 13th, Friday the 13th. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So when you think of tales of horror and woe, think about trying to order something on Hasbro Pulse during PulseCon. That way you won't forget. Rick Cage, I too use baggies for figures and accessories. As for extra head portraits, I've seen a display use model posts at MegaCon for Horseman booth sells custom heads. Okay, that's pretty solid. What kind of heads did they sell? Y'all are not happy about the Strange Tales line. Lawson, MayFX Phoenix hair is much more a model. So much more. Vintage Bob. Now that MayFX Phoenix is beyond outrageous, but is it truly, truly, truly outrageous? 104 pass. That's what Mayfex basically go for, right? Henry G. Hey, Jeff, forgive me for going off the rails for a minute, but my Pats are predicted to be the worst team in the leagues this year. Tangent over. Where's TB12? So maybe you and I can kind of relate on this. I'm a Lakers fan, and I wasn't, I never got to see Magic win any of the championships. I wasn't around as a Lakers fan at that point. When I started watching them, what and becoming a fan was 91 losing to the Bulls. So I didn't get to experience the Showtime era, but I did get to witness every one of the Kobe and Shaq championships, Kobe's two additional ones, and then the LeBron and AD cherry on top. So I got to see six Laker championships in my lifetime. And as far as, maybe 20 years from now, yeah, I'll want another one, maybe, but I'm pretty good seeing those championships. Now, as a Patriots fan, you got to watch Brady and company win a rack of them. Do you kind of have that? I want to see some more, or you're like, if we never win anymore, I'm okay because I got to witness one of the great dynasties in the NFL. Let me know. And G Bruce says the new Marvel Legends Phoenix feels less like the classic Cochran Burn Phoenix and more like late 90s Phoenix. I think you're right. And so I kind of want that Mayfex hairstyle on her. Jane, when I had Mayfex Phoenix pre-ordered and was looking forward to her, but I canceled it after the Legends version went up. And I totally feel you on that. Cindrus. There we go. I like the Legends Phoenix figure, but the Mayfex Phoenix paint, yeah, I think it's a little bit better. Always found it interesting that Megatron transforms into a tiny blaster. See, that was funny because to me, I just bought into the whole thing, and that's probably because like I did not need to be an adult watching these shows. I'm like, oh wow, he transforms into a gun. I didn't think of the physics of this massive Decepticon leader transforming into a tiny gun. I was like, who cares? All of the transform. I mean, I wasn't even going. This doesn't make sense. Like, this is amazing, and because he can shoot and blow up basically everything. I was like, this guy is dangerous. But yeah, I hear you. Jay Woods, I love the Mayfex Phoenix. It also helps that I have the Flaming Bird from Marvel Select. Yes. David Thanos. People exit the chat for a second. Hit that like button. Help the brother out. Thank you, David Thanos. Ultra Run Tech. Ultra Run are tech and toy reviews. Got to make sure I say it right. Jeff, Amy has Phoenix 46555. Nice. I get most of my imports from them. You can swap the heads between Mayfex and Marvel Legends with blue tack. I did so with Storm. I prefer the Marvel Legends 97 head sculpt. Nice. Okay, so that head sculpt does work. That's nice to know. And the blue tack, when you put that on your figures, does it basically mean you got to keep that figure locked in that pose? Like you can't rotate, turn the head? Is it just or it just kind of helps keep it from being too wobbly and too loose? And 65.55 is a really great price. What's the shipping on that? King Panther. Jeff, greetings from Chicago. How are you in the Windy City? I feel Marvel Legends had a stellar 2024. Now, regarding underrated figures, Tombstone, I haven't gotten there yet, but let me see. I'll read it before I forget. Tombstone and Jack-O-Lantern are incredible, pinless, great sculpts, comic accurate. Nice. King Collector, I agree about Megatron. Why my masterpiece Transformers, with my masterpiece Transformers, I'll never transform them to their alt mode, robot mode only. Right there with you. Like, I transformed them one time and I don't need to do it again. They transform nice, but their alt modes are awesome. Vintage Bob, it's not. Can you email that link to me or Instagram DM me on that? Greg Archer, always use Amy for my Mayfex figures. Never buy them from Big Bad Toy Store. Get them for 75 shipped, not 100. Oh, wow. 75 is with the ship price? Well, thank you. Make sure I put that right now, Amy, because I was dreading hearing what that shipped price point was. That's solid. Who's going to get that McFarlane Superman 78 Christopher Reeve? When are we getting that figure? Jibber, I've wanted a Velasco Marvel Legends figure for years. Joshua, my Marvel Legends Angel was delivered this week, and I'm so impressed with him. I still need to get that figure. Snow Glare, are the Vikings already cursed enough for the rest of the league? I feel bad for the Viking fans because I feel like they probably should have just paid Kurt. Because I mean, the dude had great chemistry with JJ, was doing his thing, and Kurt was reliable. I mean, everybody else is gonna have to do their thing, but you could pretty much rely on getting to the playoffs with him every year. I know he's getting expensive, but it's a bad deal. I did see this terribly cruel meme where people were like, "Yo, with the new Falcon, with Penix playing so well, the Vikings should trade to get Cousins. Here's a Photoshop versions of Cousins in a Vikings uniform." It's terrible, but I did laugh. Citrus, Legends have been closing the gap on the higher end figures lately. They get wired cloth capes, they'll be dangerous. Yeah, I think they're right there. Ryan, meanwhile, I'm just waiting for my starting lineup. Caleb will. I bet you McFarlane will have that figure next year, though. Greg, I got my Cyborg Superman from Target pre-order. Unfortunately, not the platinum. Ah, that's the one thing about McFarlane with the platinum figures. It's I want the platinum figure more. And then if you don't want the platinum figure, then you'll get that. It's just the way it works out. Joshua, Mad Marauder, Sergeant Slaughter also came in, and it's the packaging error with his cover off. So now I'm extremely tempted to buy a second one to open. Are they hard to get? Or are they pretty easy to track down still? Ryan, which one of the four Skeleton Crew kids are you most excited to see in Black Series? You know, I am absolutely waiting to see if I like the show before picking up, pre-ordering anything for Skeleton Crew. Oh, they do extend. That's nice. That's really cool. 3 classified Night Creepers, 3 of the 5-inch versions. Oh, they did kind of work, right? Dawson does have extended legs and arms. That's sweet that he's got both. I like a Booker T with a shopping cart and some milk. So the Stone Cold, it's funny because I have not changed that picture yet. Stone Cold, or you know how it's set up. Accessory. So Stone Cold has mustard and milk. There you go. So I thought there was milk in that cart and that package too. So there you go. I think they do have a shopping cart, excuse me, accessory that could work with those too. I keep hearing dreads. Big Little Collectibles. Got the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee today from the Target website. Pretty sweet figure. He really is. Can't wait for the 86 Optimus. Yes. That yeah, that Bumblebee was well worth the wait. I was so happy to finally have him in the collection. Of course, I see him basically every Target I've gone to since I was so pressed to get that pre-order in the day he dropped. Jay Woods, I'm hoping Marvel Legends utilizes those beautiful wings on Angel for a Griffin. That would make sense. Rick Cage says, I actually found a Night Creeper on the shelf at Walmart. What? Impossible. Chase, what's up, Loud's Figure Files crew? What's up, Bro Shot? Representing for the Loud's Movie Files crew. Hey, Jace. You know it. I'm always psyched for sight. So is Psylocke. Big Local Collectibles. I also picked up the first 3 issues of Geiger from my local comic shop. Really excited to read it. Have you started? I love Geiger. It is such a great book. I cannot wait to get figures when they start cranking them out. Definitely want Red Coat figures and Rook Exodus. There, I mean, the whole setup is just like they would make great figures, and hopefully it's not too long because I'm gonna want all of those in figure form. Van Doom, yeah, Jada Toys is doing it, but are they doing it well? I got Bison squared off against a NECA Predator. Nice. Boris Mortis, I canceled my Big Bad Toy Store pre-order for the Mondo Rogue for the comics version. Nice. Yes. Come on. I mean, it's easier to say what G.I. Joe stuff did you not get. That's probably like 10. I mean, outside of Tiger Force, Night Force repaints, it might be like 5 or 8 figures at this point. Like the Blue Ninjas, I didn't get. I'm not going to count the Crimson Strike team. They're repaints. Should I count the Snake Eyes origin figures? I'm going to go with no. Yeah, can't count the. So it's really just repaints. Yeah, the only ones that I didn't get were the yeah, the Blue Ninjas, and I guess one of those wacky versions of the bats. But yeah, pretty much every other figure they got me locked in. Steel Core I didn't get. I'm not gonna get that Twilight Guard and Steel Core Commander, but you know, same deal. I feel like I should get some more army builders though. Method to Madness. I'm game for trading with folks who need some of tons of incomplete build a figure pieces I have. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna set that up. I'll post it in the dashboard because I need some build a figure help too, and I think we can all help each other out on that. G Brew, I have a gallon bag of bath pieces I don't want. I know a few toy stores that will take them, but I'm lazy and unmotivated, so they remain. All right, we're gonna make this happen. DJ Jedi, there was a 4.7 magnitude earthquake in SoCal earlier this week. I saw everybody's okay, but the Tremors took out shells full of Power Rangers, a whole Shield battalion, and half of the Wakanda delegation. And we had, in Maryland, we never have to worry about this, but we had some aftershock tremor. And I was at work. I was like, what is this? And I'm at work. And after, like, okay, the earth has not opened up. I'm not going down to La Brea. I'm still here. And I'm like, oh no, how many of my fingers are going to be on the floor? And, there was a decent amount, but it wasn't the whole room of figures. So I was happy about that. But I was like, what are the odds of that ever happening? It's crazy. Fleazy says, Timu came through for me this week. Got two amazing Yamaguchi Deadpools, Red and X Force. How do you like them? Judge Dredd's only by the bath, not the waves. It's probably a smart way to go. But a lot of times I actually want, let's say if there's a wave of six that make up the build a figure, I probably want 4 or 5. And there's that one where I'm like, why do I have to buy this lame figure to get the build a figure? And that's what gets me. And that's always the one I don't buy until way later. Vintage Bob, do I need a Pulse Premium membership to order Kang? Not normally. I mean, you don't. He'll be available. It's just if you have the Pulse Premium membership, you get an hour before everybody else does. Fleazy, I got sandwich bags full of alt pieces too. Anybody have the latest to the Cyborg build figure? I do. Talking about the Flashpoint Cyborg? I do, if that's the one you're talking about. So, yeah, I do. We'll talk. Snake Eyes, is there going to be a new Hasbro post live stream? There will be, probably a little bit later than normal. Maybe like 3, 4, but yeah, for sure. I mean, I always like doing those after party live streams or post pulse live streams. I pre-ordered the Marvel Legends Dracula because Dracula, best villain ever. I don't know. And over the years, my stance on that has changed. I kind of feel like Sidious Palpatine is the best villain, but I'll listen to your argument on Dracula. Thank you, Lawson. I appreciate it. I'm gonna check that out because yeah, man, it's getting real up in here with all these random hands and heads I've got going on. Right. As a Lakers fan, you should be furious watching LeBron be the best player in the Olympics while his NBA team is a perennial playing contender. I mean, and I would argue that in those last 2 games, it was Steph Curry going ridiculous. Uh, some of that is because of LeBron. And, you know, I mean, he's kind of like, hey, I think we should get Russell Westbrook. Oh, maybe we should get rid of Russell Westbrook. So, I mean, GM LeBron has kind of been at fault for some of the Lakers' issues and management for going, sure, LeBron, whatever you want. We'll draft your son. I mean, it's a give and take. You gotta go along with a lot of what he wants. But then it's all like, hey, it wasn't me. He pulled the Shaggy. It wasn't me when those personnel moves don't work out. What's up, Michael? How are you? Henry J, I was good for a minute. It was nice watching stress free for a few years, but it's been 5 years since we were really good. So I'm content on championships, but I at least want to have a reason to watch. I hear you. So the Lakers are doing that. They're like going into the playoffs, losing, getting swept. It's whatever. I mean, they're competitive. But being when your team that was a champion is now a bottom feeder, that's depressing. I'm with you on that. Ryan, you can still get a decent amount of mobility with blue tack, depending on how much you have to use, how big the gap between hold and peg. Thank you. Appreciate that. Blue tack is workable. Jeff, you can still move the heads around. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Very necessary information there. Always get Mayfex from Amy too. Every now and then you can catch a sale bit by a toy store or Amazon, but never get new Mayfex for full price there. This is very good to know. Thank you. Felix, imports from Hobby Link Japan and Amy was shipping is still cheaper than Big Bad Toy Store. That's not good. I guess we're gonna cancel out those Big Bad Toy Store affiliate plans, huh? Ultra Run R. Blue Tag will allow for whatever posing you want. Amy shipping is very reasonable and shows up in 3 to 4 days via DHL. Like many figure arts, Mayfex, and Figma collectors, it's really the only place. Thank you. All right. Back. Bookmark that one. Joshua, from what I heard, the packaging era slaughter is easy to get in Canada, where I am. Oh, nice. Hopefully, you won't have too much of a hard time finding the other version. Cheaper. Oh gosh, when there was talk about us getting Peyton Manning, it was like, no, thank you. I'm happy with Alex Smith. When Tom Brady was sniffing around, I was like, gosh, no. One thing worse would have been Aaron Rodgers coming to join us with us. Terrible. Cinders, did order a couple of those Brutal Realm figures. I hope it funds like there's no good Black Word dude figures out there. Those figures do look cool, Cinders. Right, Jace. Did you pick up anything this week? David Thanos, love old school Megatron. I couldn't get the Studio One. Them tank arms and legs grinds my gears. No, Gears is a totally different Transformer. So I just got the red Megatron when Ross had it during Christmas. Did you see Soundwave? Because I was like pretty excited about him. Judge Dredd, I ordered the African Warrior from Brutal Realm 2. He will go on my Wakanda shelf. I like how jacked up he is. Jacked. Yeah. This is pretty cool. Danny Rue, I got the McFarlane Ghost of Krypton Superman and switched the head off for the 2-pack Ultraman, and I love it. Nice. Okay, that's cool. Jeff is on fire with the music references. Thank you, David. Jalen, Jeff, your Tiger Force discrimination is unwarranted considering you're a Python Patrol. Even though red is the color that's the least of guard. He's the only one I haven't opened because I still need to find a accessory pack of that Python Patrol Crimson Guard. But yeah, I am in absolutely no way to talk. Because if you noticed, I said Tiger Force and Night Force. I did not include the Python Patrol, which I swore I was never going to get. So I have a full set of those guys. But yeah, it's craziness. Uh, not really. Most of the time, that stuff is available once if you're a Pulse member or not. It's just, I don't know. It's nice to have that assurance that this stuff is going to be here, no problem. I don't have to lose any sleep. I can get that stuff that I wanted. I'm trying to find. I guess it's gone now. Convention exclusives. So let's see. So right now, I went over to Pulse and did a quick search for what they've got here. Of course, Cobra Commander Once Man's gone. Excuse me. The Armorer's playset's still available. The Sentinels apparently were back in stock for a minute. Let's see. The Transformer set is still here. Darth Maul and his speeder is in stock, so you can get it right now. And Death's Head is up for pre-order. So everything except for the Sentinels and Once Man Cobra Commander are there. So you can get most of these things. It's just that one random thing that you might want. You just want to kind of like, all right, let me make sure I guarantee have it. I feel like the King set will be no problem. You can get it without having to get Pulse. But again, you pay, is it $50? You order a couple things, including a HasLab or a really expensive thing like Dragon Man, and you're covered with shipping. So I think that's the really good deal with it. Again, they're going to do another Black Friday sale. You'll get your money's worth, if nothing else from there. Oh, Maurice, that's the way to go, man. Ryan, seriously, the best villain is Barbie. She totally destroyed Ken's glorious patriarch. Right, exactly. Such that it was funny because it was like, boy, I don't know if they've got the message the way they wanted it to. Big Little Collectibles. If you were trying to convince someone to collect DC Multiverse, which 5 figures would you recommend? So you can see I was slow. I didn't get to him this week, but hopefully I'll have Aquaman up on the shelf. Wait, let's just do that. Yeah, those 5 would be a really good one to go. There's a couple more. The Batman Rogues are also really good. Penguin, Riddler, Joker. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with those classic versions of those characters. I think they're great figures and really strong recommendations. Tonight's show has been very educational. I mean, if we can have a little fun and educate ourselves, that's the best of both worlds, right? Method to Madness, thanks for reminding me to pick up a red Optimus Prime for Peter Cullen and sign at the local con I'm going to next weekend. Nice. Tell him transform and roll out for me too, please. David, I got the Soundwave also, but it was loose. Got him with the Kiki and he tightened up. Nice. Glad you love that. Henry G, yeah, I get all my Mayfex and figure arts from Hobby Link and it's Hobby Link Japan, right? And Amy as well. Nice. Sometimes post-con items sell out fast, and sometimes you end up with a Black Series Star Killer box set that ended up in their outlet section and clear out. Yeah, it's just, you have no idea where it's going to go. I think the Omega Rangers were part of that deal too. I know Star Killer's not on the site, but yeah, it's weird. There's just no way of telling how that's going to play out. And I'm trying to see because I'm here now. I was super like excited to see this, and I did get the Omega Rangers when they hit because they were originally $100. Now you can get them for $38.91 right now, and it's great when you don't have to pay for the shipping on them. So yeah, I was like, oh, and I was really like, oh, these figures look amazing, and that's not a terrible price for them, $100. But now you can get them for a really great deal. It's just really tricky trying to figure out. It's like, if you, like I always say, if you really want it, don't wait for a clearance. If you're, that would be really nice to have, wait for a sale or later. Maybe they'll drop it. Maybe it'll show up at Ollie's. Henry G, hey Jeff, does Jace collect as well? Not really. He has like a smattering of a few figures, a few collectibles, but I'm the one in the family that has the collector figure mentality. Although back in the day, it was great having a little brother. He's just like, all right, you ask for these, and then we'll have all these figures. But he was deep into superpowers, Transformers, GI Joe, so it's great because you have someone to play with, and also get some of those figures that you didn't have. Josh, I find if you order more than 5 things from Pulse, premium is worth it for the free shipping. Exactly. And, they may not get it as soon as Amazon or Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Target, etc. But you really make out like a bandit with the Pulse premium sales because you get that 35% off. Makes it really worth it. And they do that sale twice a year. So you pay for it right away with that. Judge Dreads, I'm not a Star Wars guy, but I like that Darth Maul set. Yeah, it's really cool. DJ Jedi, I think I'm falling down a Transformers mini cons rabbit hole this week. Picked up a Studio Series Bumblebee and Gears at Target, Huffer from Amazon. Do you have Braun yet? They're fun. And I like the fact that you can actually have that difference in the scale between them and the deluxe figures like Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, Wheeljack, and then Ironhide and Ratchet. It's really cool. I dig the mini cons. I was all into that early on. Like, look, they're so much smaller. I like the fact they're still smaller too. Maurice, finally got the Sentinels when I happen to check randomly. Still haven't managed to get the Coco. Hopefully you will. Method of Madness. My older brother is furious after I told him that the Darth Maul speeder set got re-released for Black Series. He still has the original one. Wow. Is he keep it in good condition? Jeff White, Jeff, have you gotten any of the NECA Ben Cooper kits? I really like what you get for the price. They're going to make a great display. You're right. I've seen them and I really think they're doing some fun work with those figures. I haven't gotten them. I probably will not. I keep meaning to go through my old pictures because I know I have like a Doctor Strange version of me in Halloween, excuse me, rocking that figure. And maybe I can track it down in time for Halloween this year. But yeah, I think they're really cool. Probably won't get them, but I do think they did a nice job with those figures. In 2025, there's gonna be a whole lot of Cobra Airborne Squadron patches for sale on eBay. I'm telling you, they're gonna be worth $100 each in 2037. All of us are gonna be like, oh man, I can't believe I can't find my patches now. Ryan, the two Marvel Legends I want to have wire cloth capes are Thor and Moon Knight. Yeah. I love to see how they could do that with Thor because he really needs far reaching butterfly shoulder articulation so he can go all the way back and bam. And we need a cape that doesn't interfere with that. Then Doom forgot also got the red version Azrael from Amazon too. That Jonah Hex is teasing me because it's not a collectible. It's not a figure. It's a collectible. Ryan, the MIDI bots need wind charger. That's it for him, right? I'm missing the 85 crew because fortunately they're putting Cosmo back out there, but I feel like I'm missing a whole bunch of those guys. Brew, my brother said he liked my birthday because any video games I got always ended up being his. Video games could never hold my attention. Super Metroid is his favorite game. I got it for my 8th birthday. Michael Solis, I just got Pulse. I'm going to call and check if I can get free shipping on my pre orders. Unless they were like a Pulse exclusive that's sold out, you can always cancel them and then reorder it with the free shipping. Aha. I did. Great. Let's see. Flamingo sauce, a new Thor and cap with butterfly joints would be dope. Sorry. Little BBD reference. Judge Dredd for me the last year or two of Marvel Legends wave have been overrated until the Strange Tales wave. Just not all that into Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Wolverines. All right. Let's see here. Before I go into that really fast, oops. Let's go to this window. Who all survey time? Who all made their pre-order for the Alfred Pennyworth and Batmobile Batman Forever vehicle? Went up today on Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon for a quick second. You get your Michael Go version of Alfred. Looks very cool to see him. Pretty thin, $100, not a terrible price. And unlike the Batmobile, looks like they've actually got enough in stock so people don't panic and go, no, they're the worst. And he looks nice. I like this head sculpt. The glasses look a little chunky, but they work. And then, of course, more from McFarlane. These Walking Dead figures. I don't know why we're getting a re-release wave, but here they are. So if you missed out earlier on Michonne, Daryl, Rick, and Merle instead of Carol, I'm still confused about that. You can get them. Entertainment Earth also has them too, but there they go with those. Jalen warning. Hey, everyone, getting once man. If you care about the packaging, make sure you get the acetate sleeve before you throw the shipper away. Okay. I haven't opened mine yet, so I have to make sure I do that. Maurice was slightly tempted, but didn't go through with it. One of my collector friends got that Batmobile. Nice. Which one, the glow in the dark or the one with Alfred? 80s kid, not me. Just Rez, those cars are just too big, but they look cool though. Yeah. Henry G, I pre-ordered my Batman Forever Batmobile and Alfred via Lyles MF affiliate code. My man, thank you. Also, order the Walking Dead figures. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Michael, my wife just picked me up McFarlane Blackfire. Nice. And both Superboys in Target today. It's always nice to have the wife picking up figures for you, right? Good stuff. Congratulations on finding Blackfire. And today, because it had been a couple of weeks now since we had a Marvel Legends pre-order up for everybody. Doctor Strange and Wong and Bats came up today. I still think Wong is a little bigger than he should be, a little skinnier. I'm not quite sure where they got this mold from and thought that was the way to go, but there he goes. There's our packaging. Nice to see the window. And they're still doing black, even though we don't have the 85th anniversary uh, decorations, border, trade dress, whatever you want to call it, with it. I like the side of these two. That looks nice. I may have to swap out this head. I don't really like evil looking Doctor Strange or sickly Doctor Strange. Certainly a look for him. I'm sick and I don't feel good, Doctor Strange. Wong and Bats. I like the fact that Bats has his stand, so you can use that for anything else. And then there's the Dormammu head. Of course, you got Wong chilling, ready for action. Still the normal 2-pack price, $50. I'll be curious to see how fast that lasts before it drops to $39. That'll be the point where I grab it. I like the Alfred figure, but the Batmobile is not to my liking. Hard no for me. Prefer the first movie Batmobile, animated Batmobile in the car from the TV show. More my speed. Yeah, the sleeve stays in the shipper box when you slide the figure packaging out. Oh, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Might have to get Doc and Wong. Flamingo sauce. Let's get strange with the blue pants, Hasbro. I am with you. It's like, why are we getting all these different versions of him? We still need that blue one, the one he was rocking for so much of the 70s. Yeah, I'm really with you on that. So I'm glad to have a kindred Doctor Strange spirit in here with that. Because, like, what the heck? Why are we still going black with these pants? We need the blue one. I don't feel good, Doctor Strange. Just, I mean, because that would have been the perfect time to get the blue pants in there. Judge Dreds, a pass on the 2-pack, not worth it to me. Felix, the meditating head for Strange will be a nice swap, as long as I got the hair right. Flamingo sauce, that Dormammu head is immediately going on the bad guys, wave 1. Is there something wrong with the one that we have? Tom Finn, I want to put the Walmart exclusive Doctor Strange head on the 2-pack, but I doubt the neck and face will match. I wonder. I really think. Maurice, Doc Strange is feeling strange. I love it. Can't ever have enough great puns. All right, let's see. What else do we got out here before we get to the subject at hand? All right, let's see. Some of you all have mentioned grabbing it, but he was on the shelf. And I always find it funny when I post the link for the figure, like, hey, here it is, grab it. And then people like hours later go, it's out of stock. I can't guarantee that it's going to stay in stock for long after I post the link. But Carnage was up for a little bit of time. Keep checking. He was available for shipping, maybe around 3 o'clock. But now that he's there, he'll probably be back up again real soon. Doctor, I don't feel good. Tom Finn with man. That's solid. Yeah, I need that Wong for the shelf. Right. I mean, I feel like that Doctor Strange is going to flood eBay. Or maybe you could use him as your astral version of Doctor Strange as he's meditating, and with his sickly colors that could explain him transitioning to the clear version. You could also put in there. Doctor Strange needs to eat better, get a suntan. The guy needs to take care of himself. He's a doctor, 80s kid. Exactly. Eric, what's up? Gonna use Wong body with Iron Fist head to make a formal Danny Rand. Like that idea. King Collector. I'll pass on the Batmobiles. I've always hated that one. Plus, Spin Master is killing it with the Batmobiles. 25 or less. That's a great price point. Flamingo sauce. Not a fan of the prior Dormammu's head being just clear red plastic. The first render they showed looked almost exactly like the one in the 2-pack. Good. All right. So now there's more reason to be excited about this 2-pack. We get a better head for Dormammu, our first ever comic book version of Wong, and a translucent Basset Hound, along with a sickly Doctor Strange. Felix, I drove 53 miles to get that Carnage. Hopefully you did get him, and I'm glad you didn't drive 1,000 miles. Flamingo Sauce feels like the head in two packages, just an apology for the prior one. Vintage Bob says sickly Doctor Strange is going straight to eBay. I need Wong though. Yeah, I feel like that is we're all paying $50 for Wong here. All right, a few more things before we get to the topic at hand. Mondo is coming for your wallets, and it's like, stop, go away. Got Lino, and he's got his new edition, Kobe's. Those look pretty sweet, but man, this figure looks awesome. Really cool stuff. Mondo is just here's all the goods. Now, if you want to look at a figure and go, all right, what does $200 really get me for a figure? This is what $200 really gets you for a figure. This looks great. Even comes with Snarf. So if you're like, this isn't enough value. Oh, contraire, mon frere. He's got a cape for King Lino, a very small, tiny sort of omens. Man, this is awesome. So cool. And I'm like, I wish I could afford these figures. But I mean, this just looks great. You get that shot. I mean, jeez. Oh, I wish I could do these so much. It looks so cool and really cool. 250. I'm sorry. I still think it's not a ripoff. Man, I wish I could do that. 80s kid. Lionel looks rad. Game Quest. I pass on the cards because pins. What is wrong with me? Green Man, that's Snarf. Right. Snarf. David Thanos, this might be the pun of the night. How about get the G.I. Joe Doc head and put it on the Strange body, and you have a new figure, Doc Strange. Just fantastic. Lost in my Mondo McCready from The Thing should arrive on Monday. Nice. David Thanos, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. That's solid too. Looks like where the wild things are, says Green Man. Joshua, the original Doctor Strange look in the comics was pretty sickly looking, wasn't he? Sort of. I mean, Steve Ditko had a slim, slender Doctor Strange. This is still a little, he just looks a little purpley in the face. Boris Mortis, that Lionel looks great. Maurice Phillips, hoping someone can give us a reasonably priced 112 Thundercats line one of these days. Just need the main characters. It's not that many. G-Brew, I've seen that Target exclusive Carnage, but as I'm not a fan of Carnage, too much hype, not enough substance. It's a very easy pass for me. He might be the most overrated Marvel character ever. I feel like there's so many more, but yes. Woo, yeah, I think he's really good for a time, like the 90s. I don't know if he needs to still be around. Then Doom just checked out that Lino. Oh my. Yeah. Just it's a special figure. Wish I could do those. And then for Storm Collectible collectors out there, we got one of the Ikari Warriors coming into the building. Ralph Jones for the King from the King of Fighters 98. And not a terrible price point. Love seeing these. Hopefully we'll get the other one. But really fun, as always, seeing what Storm Collectibles does. And the King of Fighters 98 squad is definitely getting some more characters. Now with no Mortal Kombat, they can focus on a line. So that's good to see, getting more of those figures in the mix. Ryan Daly says Ditko originally imagined Doctor Strange being of vaguely Asian descent, but that feature was softened after the first appearance for reasons. That is reminding me. Oops. There we go. Judge Dress Jeff, I'm feeling on mine. I'm just a poor righteous toy collector. Seriously, I mean, they're Thundercats, they're He-Man. I'm like, oh, if only. Maybe I'll win the lotto one of these days. Janeway, if you put a Bruno Sammartino head on Doctor Strange, would you have a strange brew? I'm loving the Doctor Strange is pulling out all of our Thursday night comedy club. I mean, that's quality stuff there. You guys are on it. Tom Finn, tempted by that Ralph. I'm gonna try to grab him. Greg, I love that new Carnage, but I had to cancel my pre-order thanks to Hasbro. Jill's come first, but maybe I'll find him in the wild. Now we gotta prioritize with Hasbro on their pre-orders. King Collector, that Mondo Lino looks good, but you can easily custom made that figure for way less. Use the Super Lino for your base. But does it have the same articulation? Michael Solis, I was going to say I can't ever see myself paying 200 for a figure as a pain. And looked over to Michael. Yes, yes, indeed. Did you get Giant Man? Green Man. Did you see the new rogue they're gonna do? No cell shading? Yes, I did see that. They're just wild. I'm trying to see how quickly I can move on that. VB. All right, cool. So this is the step by step on doing that custom hair Medusa. That looks so cool. I wonder, could I do it? Can I make it possible? Because gosh, just terrible trying to work with that figure. Maurice, don't forget the real Ghostbusters coming out too. I know. I mean, the way you said it almost sounded like a threat, but it is real. Well, these are those. There's 4, so it's not too many. Boris Mortis, speaking of Storm Collectibles, I guess they weren't in Comic Con. I wish someone could do an interview with them and ask about the Mortal Kombat line. Yeah. My guys, Lionel looks amazing. It does. Lawson Wallace, a dude love head on Doctor Strange. Yep. Doctor Strange love. That. Man, gotta have a poll and see which one won. These Doctor Strange puns. Rick Cage, no Mondo, no 1-6. I already made an exception for Hot Toys Luke. Which one? And Iron Man. No more. Snow Glare. I learned to stop worrying and just love the puns. Nice. See, we're all right here. Love this. This is what makes Thursday so much fun for me. Hopefully, y'all are having fun too. Green Man. Wow. Tom Finn, I can't put that sad, sickly Doctor Strange next to the sheer action figure beauty. There's Marvel Legends Clea. I want a classic version of Clea too. That would have been another 2-pack. I feel like if they had done Clea, classic look, and Wong, I would have been all over that set quickly. Pre-order maybe today. Doctor Strange is like kind of redundant, isn't he? Felix, that Medusa, fire. Yes, let's keep her away from fire with all that hair. 11 head on Doctor Strange, even Stranger Things. Lost, and that was solid too. Retro Robo, Walgreens thing head on that Doctor Strange for Stranger Things. Y'all are like right neck and neck on that. I feel like y'all were typing literally at the same time. That's solid work there. All right, let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about before getting on to this? Oh, yes. So Jamelin suggested this would be a cool way to go, and I agreed. So let's take a look. Wanted to do another profile on someone you should follow on Instagram, or at least check out their work. Doing great photography, Century Productions, doing fantastic work with all kinds of cool pictures. Like, check this out. That's amazing. Incorporating a little bit of comic book and figure arts in the pictures. That's really cool. I love this astonishing X-Men cover with Wolverine. And then we've got all kinds of fun stuff. Warbird, Scar, Bane versus Batman, more Bane, lots of Bane, Civil War action, Homelander. So really cool stuff. Definitely recommend checking these all out. So much cool stuff. Again, Century Productions over on Instagram. Check it out. Tell Loud Figure Files sent you. Ryan, how can they not put Baron Mordo in the Strange Tales wave? I'm still trying to figure out why we don't have the comic book version of him. Flamingo Sauce, classic Clea Mordo 2-pack. There you go. Tom Finn, oh, I would have bought a classic Clea Wong set in a heartbeat. Makes me feel so weak. Jamelin, I'm looking for a custom Vincent Vega head sculpt so I can make Doctor Stranger Than Fiction. Love it. Or as Jay Uso would say, yeet. David Thanos, get this head from Hugo Strange Batman, put it on a strange body, and will be a very strange Hugo. The strange case of Doctor Strange and Dormammu. Maurice, love it. Oh man. I just kidding. Remember Century? Does he still do YouTube? I think so. Lawson, that's fun. Love comic art and photos combined. Okay. But what about Dr. Strange Fate? Then would you put the Dr. Fate hat on him? Flamingo sauce. Love Century. A real OG to the YouTube game. Nice. Green Man. I remember when Century used to do reviews 10 years ago. Wow. Time flies. It does. Classically and Baron Mordo would be crazy good. Yes. Very good. I mean, it's still on the table for him. So hopefully we'll make that happen. All right. I don't know where the top of the hour went, but now let's get into it. What are your most overrated and most underrated figures? I'll go first, even though some of y'all have already said some. So for underrated, I'm going to go with the Snake Eyes Commando in the G.I. Joe Classified Series line retro figure. He's really good. And I feel like all the other Snake Eyes are kind of taking some of the luster and attention, but that figure is so great. He's just almost perfectly classic. They add in a little green. I don't care enough to make it black, but a really good figure. I just love having Snake Eyes holding it down with retro Scarlet. Really classic with the retro original 13. We know we're getting a retro rock and roll Stalkers on deck next. We got Clutch, sort of got Breaker. I wouldn't be upset about getting a retro version of him, preferably clean shaven and implementing the Jubilee bubblegum technique so we can have him in his classic comic book look. Excuse me. But yeah, that would for sure be one of my underrated ones. Olu, comic Ironheart is really underrated. Yes, that figure's so good. And the fact that she has such a great alternate head sculpt that has her hair just as great as it looked in the comic book, really impressive. She's got all that great articulation. I'm with you. That is a really strong, underrated figure. Felix, I'm loving the strange puns too. King Collector Jeff, what's the last custom figure you made? Gosh, it's been years. I was getting to a point with WWE that I was feeling pretty confident about making customs, but now not so much because most of the custom options don't really work with the elite figures. So Jack still has a few figures that Mattel hasn't gotten to. Maybe I should do a video on that, but they are knocking out more of those. So I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable, patiently biding my time and hoping they'll get to them. But it's been a long time since I've done a custom. How about you, King Collector? Jalen, I wasn't familiar with Century Pride. Thanks for the suggestion. Absolutely. Greg Archer, that's my favorite Snake Eyes. And that's going to be my favorite Snake Eyes until we get the Ninja version from Series 2 or the 85 edition. Once we get a retro version of that, that's going to be number one. No question. So hopefully we'll get to it soon. Jamlin, Ironheart's unmasked head is excellent. Really is. Great job. Judge Dreads, I think the Marvel Select Fantastic Four figures are very underrated. I think that Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman are really good. Not so much on the Thing and Human Torch. I feel like if they were to redo those figures, they would join them as well. But those two are really well done. Tom Finn, Ironheart is a great pick. Exactly. King Collector, the Marvel Select Crimson Dynamo is the most underrated, and the Marvel Legends cable is way too overrated. Which one? The newest one or that old Rob Liefeld inspired version? Greg Archer, I want an extra doc to remove the vest. Instant retro, except the long sleeves. Yes. Lawson, overrated 80th anniversary Thor. His face lacks intensity of the Thunder God. His hammer is not at all classic Mjolnir, and that rubber cape is unworthy of Odin's favorite son. I would put that one in an overrated too. I still like the figure, but as they've done better versions of Iron Man and Captain America, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Black Panther, Wonder Man, he's starting to stand out a little as hey, I mean, we got a great version of Ant-Man and Giant Man and Wasp, classic version. We're getting a really great Giant Man. Thor is looking a little bit like the dude who needs an updated figure. I'm with you on that. Green Man, overrated. I will say SH Figure Arts, they can't seem to stand. Which ones have you had problems with? They always topple over and they never look as good as the pics. Also, weird engineering these days. So for me, I was really getting them when Hasbro's Black Series started going downhill pretty early on. I want to say around that third wave when they had that Anakin and Obi-Wan from Revenge of the Sith that looked terrible. And I was like, I don't know about these figures anymore. And Figure Art started making way better versions. I was like, yeah, I think that's the way I'm going to go. So I ended up grabbing the Return of the Jedi, Luke, all of the New Hope characters. And then Black Series started getting better. And I was like, I don't need to get Figure Arts anymore. They're more expensive. But I'm with you on some of them. I'm just curious which ones you had issues standing, because at least on that front, I had no issues with them. Finished Bob, underrated, Fire Lord, great execution. He looks just like in the comics. He's one of my all-time faves, so they made me happy. Finished Bob, that's interesting because I feel like they went with too small of a buck for him. He should be bigger. I'm thinking more along the lines of like the ultimate, not the ultimate, the UK Spider-Man buck, where he's just bigger. Like the one they went with is good for their articulation, but he's a little bit too small. Because I think he should be looking Hercules, kind of like, what's up, dude? I don't feel like the one they gave him really matches up well with that. Joshua, I don't know if she's underrated, but Marvel Legends Spiral is an amazing figure I think people have forgotten about. You know, it's interesting because maybe she's a just right. Like the height is dead on, did not disappoint. And I'm with you. That Spiral figure is a great one. Vintage Bob, underrated. Karnak, very accurate, plenty of extra hands, and he had great articulation. That's another one. It's funny. I think he's too tall, way too tall. I think his head could be more pronounced. I do think his articulation's good, but he's too tall and his head isn't tall enough. So yeah, I'm glad you like him. Jamelin, I feel like the Jada Universal monsters are kind of underrated and forgotten. I wish they could have kept going with the license. They're doing solid work with everything else. Maybe they can sneak in some more monsters with the Scooby Doo line. Tom Finn 2018 says yes, those Marvel Select Fantastic Four figures are awesome, especially Reed and Sue. Yep. Judge Dredd still don't get the hype about Warbird. A little bit too early, but I kind of feel like maybe she's a little overrated. I think her size, like Karnak, like Firelord, are coloring my thoughts on the figure because it's like she's really good with her articulation. She's so tiny, so small. I feel like if she were just bigger, scaled up like Power Princess, she'd be one of my favorites of the year. Maybe period. Felix, Marvel Legends comic Ironheart, underrated. David Thanos, underrated. Peter Maivia from the 3-pack, solid choice. Ryan, I made a custom 85 Snake Eyes using the 60th Recon Diver as a base body. Now you know I got to see it. That sounds like a good base for him. Retro Robo, that red safari suit Wonder Man is pretty underrated. The head sculpt is dead on. It is. The red translucent shades are dope. And peep the silver paint on the zipper. Clean. I think he could be a little bit wider. Oh, just a little bit taller. I wanted him to be looking down at Captain America, not looking up just slightly. Jamelin, Select definitely needs to make a new thing figure. Right. Michael Solis, Jazzware's Halo figures are so underrated. Okay. Tom Finn, I don't know why everyone dislikes that Karnak so much. I think it looks fine. All right. Let me pull up why I don't like Karnak. I need an envelope while I pull it up. Why do I not like this Karnak figure so much? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Here is why I don't like that Karnak figure so much. He's taller than Black Bolt. Like that should never be the case. Black Bolt is here, Karnak is here, which means he's taller than Reed Richards, taller than Medusa. He is just a little bit shorter than the Thing. And there are a lot of aspects to figure collecting that I'm fine with, But the scale on these guys, that I need that squared away. And that figure, this scale is just totally wrong. So just to do a really quick, really brief check in on the scale and height of these guys. I'm trying to see if I can get some Jack Kirby love to show really quickly. Of course, there we go. I think this works. And not Jack Kirby, but John Byrne, just for real perspective on how he should look. This is how he should look. I mean, he's tiny. He's the guy that finds a flaw in anything. He doesn't need to be big. And I think that's the issue with the figure. They could have used maybe a Franklin Richards mold if he's short, like I think he is. That would have been the size that would have been perfect for him. He's way out of scale compared to how he looked in most of the comic books. And I kind of want to just take another second to find a Jack Kirby version of these guys just for more perspective on how he should look compared to everyone else. Of course, because I'm trying to find it, I'm not gonna find it. Ugh. I hate when I can't stand when I'm trying to find this perfect reference picture and it's nowhere to be found. Actually, maybe this no. That's the thing, trying to find like a static picture of figures from our guy, the king, Jack Kirby. It's just hard to do because he likes to draw everyone in a state of perpetual motion. And that's great for, hey, look at this cool action shot. Not so great when you're trying to measure the scale of characters, but that's why Karnak's on my list. Tom Finn. Snake Eyes says underrated. Bring Arts Ifrit from Final Fantasy 16. Greg Archer, I have and love both my Ironheart figures from Marvel Legends. Yeah, I forgot about the Wakanda Forever version. Greg Archer. I think the Venom is overrated pretty much all of them. What about this new one? Green Man, I get the anime stuff. So that is what has been really hit or miss with figure arts. Oh, okay. I got you. Retro Robo, overrated. Might be the new Jean Grey Phoenix. I mean, I love the Firebird effects, but I don't know about those head sculpts. Greg Archer, King of Black Pack is okay. The wings are useless to me. Ryan Daly, now that the X-Men 97 Magneto is out, I feel the Failing Values Magneto is underrated. Still a great Mags figure. Oh, you don't like the 97 one? Because I really like the 97 one. I feel like it fixes a lot of my issues with the Family Values version. The cape, the head sculpt, posing, the cape actually staying in place. Michael Solis, all the Marvel Legends What If figures are underrated. They were some of the best quality figures made that year. Any ones in particular? Method Madness, underrated. Retro carded Family Ties 3-pack Scarlet Witch, great head sculpt, agreed. That works so well that I bought two just to have her on both my X-Men and Avengers shelves. Nice. David Thanos, overrated. Any AEW mainline figures that are out now, the scaling is all over the place, and now AEW is really going to be bad. The main guy who made the figures went back to Mattel. Really? Almost went back, huh? Oh boy. That's interesting. Thanks for that news. Their scaling is so bad. Like the John Moxley figures towers over everybody else. It is so frustrating. It's like, why is he so out of scale? The Dustin Rhodes towers over everyone else too. It's I'm with you. I guess I was excited to get the figures because that was when I really was into AEW. Now there's just like a handful that I kind of want just to have a comprehensive, complete AEW collection. I don't really want a lot more. Like the guys who are prominently featured, I might get a Will Ospreay just to have a figure of them. But yeah, those figures are just poorly constructed. And the scale is just terrible. Boris Mortis, underrated. Mayfex Gwenpool. Figure look and is a lot of fun to pose. That's a good one. Jamelin, I agree, Vintage Bob. I just wish his staff were a little thicker. I really like the figure though. Ryan says Method of Madness. That Scarlet Witch head sculpt was one of my all-time favorites from Marvel Legends. I think it's a really strong one. I kind of like the one on the retro card just because it's the hair is a little lighter, but I think the head sculpt is awesome. Green Man was going to say the same for Marvel Legends Spiral. Seems to be forgotten when it comes to the top 10. Really? That's amazing. I can't believe people forget that one. Rick Cage, current She-Hulk, and Binary are awesome plastic ladies. The She-Hulk is really nice. King Collector. My last custom was Maestro, but I also make customs just keep the skills up. Check out my custom classified fridge for classic Luther. But my DC Steel is one of my best this year. I will check it out. Tom Finn, Warbird was my choice for most overrated. Figure Arts Demon Slayer Tenjiro Kamado was my choice for underrated because most will overlook him. Cool. Lawson, Jada lost me with Dracula when they didn't even give him Dracula's ring. Monster Kids, no, the Lugosi Dracula wore it. But who wore it best? 80s Kid, overrated. Glavis Ringworld Mando, really? Why? In 2020, Darth Vader. That's right, people. I said it. Direct all your comments to 80s Kid. Jibru, the OG Plasma Series Ghostbusters figures. The head sculpts are solid. The accessories make sense. And the argument that they have to scale with Marvel Legends and Black Series or they suck irritates me. I'm with you. I mean, if it's a separate line, they don't need to scale with another line. The figures in that line do. That's why I'm also with Karnak and a few other figures. But I mean, the McFarlane figures aren't obliged to scale with Marvel Legends. Ditto for Mafex or any other line that's not directly in that one. So yeah, I'm with you. Method of Madness, another underrated MCU She-Hulk. Yes. It was so great. I almost forgot how much I hated the show. Whether you hated the show, you can't deny that they knocked it out of the park on that likeness. And it was a great She-Hulk until the Iron Man animated series comic one. Yeah, I'm with you. Vintage Bob, classic Ronan the Accuser, is a bit overrated. He looks great, very hard to pose without knocking off his shoulder pads. Has anyone figured out a way to fix that yet? David Thanos, last one. Imagine NECA Marty McFly looking for Doc, and he sees his head on the strange body. Doc, you're looking strange. Vintage Bob, I'd also argue that Baron Strucker is underrated. He is. He looks great, perfect color, great eyeglass, and the Satan Claw rocks. Flamingo Sauce. Overrated is that Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. And underrated is the Gamerverse Abomination Build-A-Figure. Curious, why do you think the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man is overrated? Vintage Bob, it's not that Karnak is too tall, but he is. He's taller than Reed. And Black Bolt is too short. He needs a new body for sure. But I think, we don't need Gorgon and Karnak looking eye to eye. He needs to be shorter. But Black Bolt does need a better figure. Lawson, boss fight skeleton figures are underrated. I'm biased because I drew the packaging. Sure. But I was a fan of Boss Eagle before I work boss fight, before I work with them. The 6-inch skellies are amazing. Which one looks great? Javin B, Ronan the Accuser comic book version is really good. Okay. So we have one that says it's overrated, one that says it's underrated. Judge Dredd's underrated. Jazz wears Micro Galaxy Star Wars. They are fun figures. And the vehicles are amazing. Green Man has a crazy fumble with scale. Exactly. Just wild. Underrated. Marvel Legends and MODOK. He was translated so well in the figure form, but I feel as though no one talks about him. Spider-Fan, that is a great choice. It's a really good figure. And I had the Toy Biz one, and I was fine. I didn't need an updated one, but I think Hasbro really knocked it out with him. Overrated one for me, another one, Mafex Hush Batman. And that's probably because the wire broke in the cape on mine, but the cape is massive. It's too huge, and it's just so unwieldy to operate and pose. He's probably my least favorite of the Mafex figures I have. He's still cool and good, but the cape does kind of mess it up for me. Underrated, Mafex Steel. That figure is awesome. And his cape is workable, and I love the fact that you can pose and move it. But yeah, those two on the Mafex, definitely two different figures. Maybe the Amazing Fantasy body for Karnak. Something. They needed a smaller one for him. The sculpted elements, I think the head could be a little bit more cone-like, but I'm okay with it. The gauntlet looks good. The chopping hands, awesome. I love how vibrant the white and green looks on them. It's just too big. Method to Madness, overrated. 90% of the DC Multiverse Batman figures. And I'll give Todd major props on a few of them, like the Cassandra Cain Batwoman, but tons of those figures deserve to be warm in pegs. Let's see. I did write one for that. Overrated McFarlane Action Comics 1000 Superman. It's a really good figure, but it's still not the best Superman figure. I think the classic one there is better, not by a whole lot, because I think the colors on the Action Comics Superman nice and deep with the blue. I still think we need the best Superman that he hadn't given us just yet. But I think the underrated one is the Riddler. That figure is great. And he just really knocked it out. I was really surprised by how much I liked that figure. And he included different hands. So just it was a simple figure, but he delivered. Sometimes it's all you need. Underrated. Ultra Run R Tech and Toy Reviews, underrated. Figma, Metroid, Dread, Samus, and Emmy. Overrated Black Series, Darth Sidious. Looks like an 80s hand puppet. Really? Do you have the figure yet? Because I don't yet. Maurice. Oh, I said that two different ways. Karnak has a smallish body with a ginormous head. Yeah, the Franklin Richards body might have been the right one for him. Think, yeah, I don't have that one, but I thought just from kind of looking at it that might fit a little bit better. Lawson, not sure why they made the top of Karnak's head helmeted. He has a big head. It's not a steel pot on his noggin. Right. Finish Bob. Jeffrey. Originally Kirby drew Karnak much larger. Byrne shortened him significantly. Now I wonder which one I want more. See, I have to really, because it's funny because I was just trying to do a quick search and could not find just a straight up Karnak talking to Mr. Fantastic or Black Bolt. I have to try to do some research for that next week. King Collector. I agree. Marvel Select definitely needs to make another Thing figure. Also, that latest Select Captain America is also underrated. I don't know if it's underrated. I think people are raving about it, especially the way they pulled off the shield technique. 80s kid. Is it me or is it just me or does anyone think people overhype the Black Series? Do they? I mean, you want a new Captain Rex? I don't know. I think as with any line, they could make different versions a little bit better. I really like Asajj. I think she's an underrated figure. Her articulation is outstanding. I don't know if I have an overrated one. I mean, I think one it's overhyped a lot is the Hoff one, but it deserves it. It's really, really well done. So many customizable options for it. So maybe it can't get hyped enough. I don't know if I hear a lot of people loving Black Series to the point that any of them are overhyped. Big Little Collectibles. I feel like an underrated Marvel Legend is the Destroyer from the 2-pack. That is a great choice. That figure alone was worth the $50 when you look at some of these standalone deluxe figures. The fact that they sculpted all the spikes on that figure, great. And he moves impressively well for that scale. And you can find him at Ollie's with the Thor Eric Masterson version. That's really good on its own too. You are really coming out ahead. So great deal. I wasn't even upset that I paid closer to the full price for him, especially when Target and now Ollie's had him at a super clearance price. It's well worth getting, and I'm with you. That Destroyer is a great figure. Ryan, I wasn't putting the 97 mags down, just saying I didn't feel the need to upgrade the one I already had. I got you. I had a real problem with the cape from that Failing Matters one. Shout out Drake. Staying in place, that was a real issue for me. Dustin is taller than most of those. He is, because most of those guys are tiny compared to him, but the scale on the figure looked a little off to me. I didn't buy him simply because of how out of scale he looked. I think it's more, I think they had a problem in terms of they tried to do a scaling, but they didn't quite get it right. So they just went, let's make him super tall, where he looked out of place in the line. He looked better suited to go with Mattel and their elite figures as opposed to these AEW figures. Spider-Man, underrated Marvel Legends 80 years Punisher. Is a military looking Punisher. He's awesome, but no one mentions him when Punisher figures are mentioned. Which one is that one? Underrated, says Henry G. Mayfex Suicide Squad Deadshot doesn't scale well with other Mayfex DCU figures, but still a dope one. That's messed up. He doesn't even scale within that line. Ryan, overrated. Jim Lee style beast, but that's just because I don't like that design of the character. I think he needs a little bit better articulation now. He's still fine for, when they did him, but he could stand for an upgrade. I wonder if they would do some retooling to re-release him as part of the X-Men 97 wave. But then we're still gonna need an Avengers style beast, a John Byrne version. Joshua, oh, an overrated Transformer figure, Tarn, very thin. Vehicle mode is just another space tank. Yeah, they're starting to get a bit much on those. I do like his head sculpt though. Greg Archer, underrated for me. What if Killmonger? It's a really great figure. Method to Madness. Almost forgot about the OG Plasma series. I still need to finish collecting that team. I found Ray, Dane, and Gozer and Walgreens on sale for $3 each, and I never saw the rest anywhere. That was a great deal. Lawson, Doc Strange Body, Danger Girl Head, Stranger Danger. AG overrated. Turtles with Grayskull. Which figure? Take your pick. Not a fan of him, huh? Retro Robo. Not sure if people think he's underrated, but another one I love is Marvel Legends Kang. Excuse me, great figure. Another spot on translation for the comics. Great colors. Yes, I love that figure too. Michael Solis, overrated. Astonishing Wolverine and Galactus. Really? What's overrated on the Astonishing Wolverine? And Galactus, why is he overrated? I find a knee pad doesn't look right when you bend Mando's knees, and I find it very hard to pose. He also can't hold stuff very well. It's just not a fun figure. So the glaive is ringworm. Okay, I don't have it yet, so I'll be curious when I get it to see if that's the case. Jamelin, I didn't even realize Ronin's shoulder pads came off. Mine is pretty solid. Oh, hopefully that'll be the case with mine. Flamingo sauce. The Amazing Fantasy Spidey is better than the Renew Your Vows in almost every way. Oh, okay. This is good information to have. There we go. Cool. Tom Finn, underrated. 1940s Captain America from the Hasbro Brood Queen Build-A-Figure wave. That was a fun figure. I wonder how it holds up now. David Thanos. There we go. David Thanos says, overrated and pains me to say this. Hey, yo, Scott Hall, Monday Night War Series 1. They used the wrong legs. Yeah. It was messed up because really early on, people were like, yo, the leg. Hey, yo, the legs aren't right. It's weird that they could mess up something like that. Lawson, I don't know if he was overrated, but that last McFarlane Steel was awful. Worst figure that I ever bought. Ever? Wow. Rick Cage, underrated. All the comic styles, DC Multiverse, Wonder Woman figures. bad articulation, says Lawson. AJ, I think Mayfex Huntress is pretty underrated. The character isn't as popular as the rest of the characters in the line, but I think engineering wise, she works better than most Mayfex figures. It's a nice looking figure. I really like the Catwoman in that series too. But Huntress is a nice looking figure. G Brew, overrated. Mayfex Ghostbusters. The head sculpts and accessories are great, but I can't get over how oversized their jumpsuits are. It makes them look so cheap and it clashes with the rest of the product. Spider Fan, underrated. Marvel Legends Hercules from the MCU Thanos Build-A-Figure. That dude is so cool. I'm with you. That figure is awesome. I wouldn't mind getting the original look for Hercules too, but that figure is awesome. 80s kid, underrated. A New Hope Darth Vader. He looks just like his movie counterpart. I had that one for 7 years. 7 years. Which are you talking about? The one that just came out? I mean, clearly not. But which version is this? Vintage Bob. Jeffrey, they released Gorgon on a large body as well as Triton, and Black Bolt on a bigger, better buck. Then Karnak will look like he's the right size. I just have to hunch him down while he's talking with the Fantastic Four. Finish Bob. To be fair, Jeffrey, Karnak is listed as 5'7" in the official handbook of the Marvel Universe. Though the heights listed there tend to not be as accurate as how, yeah, because the artists, of course, take their own counsel on how they should be drawn and how tall and big they should be. I feel a little bit better now. He's 5'7". Maurice. Brits or Brit educated people tend to use Morris pronunciation of my name. Which do you prefer? I want to make sure I get that right. So you tell me, is it Morris, Maurice? Snake Eyes. Really like the Metroid from Figma. Vintage Bob, not sure if Count and Fairy is underrated, but man, they did him perfectly. They didn't even mess up his cape like I thought they would. And you really were thinking they were going to botch that cape. Underrated, says Method of Madness. Spy Master Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure Wave. Seems like everyone hates that figure. What are they hating on that figure? I love that guy. I think he's such a welcome addition to that Iron Man villain setup because of his yellow and blue. What do people hate about it? Overrated. 97 Rogue. Don't get it when it's just a rehash with one extra hand and a new head. You know, people were overrating that one. But I really want to hear about this Spy Master talk. I really like him. Flamingo Sauce. For Mayfex, overrated is none of them. They're all dang good. I'm biased. But underrated is the in-game Captain Marvel. That one does look good. Judge Dredd's underrated. Marvel Legends Surtur. That is a good figure. Not too terrible with the price point either. Big little collectibles. The Mayfex Zack Snyder Justice League Superman is pretty underrated. I'd say it's probably the best version of that Superman. Huh, okay. Jameless is a mad at McFarlane toys right now, but I agree on the Riddler. Classic Beast Boy is another great one. I wish they make more Titans to go with him. And I still haven't got classic Beast Boy. Stupid Walmart exclusives. Parallax is another one. I really like the glow in the dark one. Does it glow up nicely? Lawson, overrated. That new Taskmaster in the 3-pack, still giving him a Skeletor face instead of the original Perez Taskmaster mask without skull nose. Jamelin Tarn is cool, but he's much smaller than I expect. Right. He probably should have been what is it, their leader class, commander class? Flamingo Sauce. Overrated for Joe's is Storm Shadow, and underrated is his first release, Snow Serpent. Still my favorite release in the classified line. Which Storm Shadow is overrated? Devin, I wonder if Hasbro will do a Tiger Force version of the Dragonfly and Rattler. Now that would be interesting if they were to do that, huh? Judge Dreads, underrated. Yellow Park Scourge, detail and diecast for cheap with good articulation. I love getting these underrated suggestions. More figures for me to check out and see. Joshua, horrifying. Build a figure, Sugar Man. G Brew. The only figures I have are from Sailor Moon. They come with figure stands because they're all wearing heels. I did have the Spike from Cowboy Bebop. He didn't have a stand and fell over daily. That's no good. Oh, the 2017 version. Oh, that's just a re-release of the 2017 figure. Okay. Thank you. That's good to know. King Collector. Does anyone have the DC Multiverse Dark Side in hand? When seeing people reviewing it, the last Marvel Legends cable is overrated. I kept my Rebel Tech one. I don't have cable. I'm hoping to get him, but yeah, he's so in demand he might be overrated. Lawson, half of Karnak's 5'7" height is pure forehead. There you go. Jalen, I don't know if he's really overrated, but Hush is my least favorite Mayfex figure. His jacket was a disappointment, especially after what they did with Gambit. I wonder if there's a way to make that work. Whoa, be shooter. Underrated. Zemo Wave Walgreens Zemo. So good. Solid articulation and near perfect details. It is a great figure. I'm with you. Maurice, either is fine. Doesn't matter to me. All right. 80s kid. It's from the 40th anniversary of Star Wars. H. Rothgars, what's up? Yo, JL, just saying hello. I just joined, but I'm going back to watch from the beginning. Hope you enjoy. You had a blast. Look out for Doctor Strange puns. Lawson, the 80th Hulk and Wolverine 2-pack is amazing. My favorite Hulk figure. And that OG Wolverine is actually a nice figure. It is a really nice figure. I have it with my Alpha Flight figures. I wouldn't mind that exact color setup with the X-Men. Because I feel like the X-Men 97 one, close, but not quite there yet. Whoa. Overrated. Concept art Megatron, alt modes. Let's try that again. Alt modes aren't good. And the face just looks over designed. Too small for 50. That's a lot of money there. Judge Dredd's underrated NECA Dungeons and Dragon Grimsword. I'm so happy to hear you say that. I have that figure, haven't reviewed and opened them yet, but I did open up Strongheart, really fun. So now it's time to have somebody for him to fight. I still wait for War Duke to come. Greg Archer, you want a classic Beast Boy? I got you, Jeff. Let me know where to send. I got 2 at clearance, $12.50 each, sealed in box. Thank you, Greg. Hit me up. LowsMovieFiles@gmail.com. Vin Doom, underrated. Any yellow part Transformers? Y'all are really selling these yellow part figures. I'm very intrigued. Snake Eyes, underrated. The Avatar figures from McFarlane. Love those figures and I would die on the hill. Don't die on the hill. They look cool. I think Avatar fans had no complaints with them. Henry G, underrated classified series Snow Job. He is a really fun figure. Ryan, we need another Marvel Legends bring on the bad guys wave with Mole Man, Baron Mordo, Madame Mass, Ella, the Executioner, Gladiator, Daredevil villain, and Plant Man with the Builder figure. Zaz. Yeah, I'll take them all. Ryan, let's talk to Hasbro. Let's make that happen. Lost in that new Black Series R2D2 is so good. I believe it's underrated because not enough praise for it. It's actually in scale and very well done. Wish I had Vac Chrome head, but I'm happy with it. It's another one I need to add to the list to get. Maurice, that Wolverine is on my list because he'll fit with my desire to have a Cockrum Claremont Burn X-Men team. How many do you have for it so far? Underrated. Chewbacca from A New Hope. I like that figure too, 80s. Michael Soul is underrated. All the Pizza Spidey molds, just because we got new ones, doesn't mean they weren't bad. I'm with you. The Pizza Spider-Man mold is really fun and solid, and it works for really skinny characters. I don't know why it became this terrible mold all of a sudden. People were like trashing. I'm like, what was wrong with that figure? Astonishing Wolverine needs better boot swivels and a better crunch. Okay. And Galactus is just a bigger Marvel legend and needs more lights and stuff. Game Quest. Do we know where the NECA wrestling turtles are being sold? At Comic Rock? No, I don't know. Maurice says, can confirm those Yola Park figures are underrated. I don't collect Transformers, even though a friend of mine has been collecting since the 80s, but I got a few of them and want to get more. Nice. Overrated. That Marina figure from Marvel Legends. Wait, sorry, I forgot. She's non-existent. Grr. Lawson, we need her for sure. Jamelin's kind of old, but I feel like the Marvel Select Planet Hulk from about 7 or so years ago is underrated. It's a nice figure. Speedball should have been on Pizza Spidey mold. Yes, exactly, Ryan. He's not even overrated, but he needs a redo. Big Little Collectibles. I feel like the new Bucky Cat mold is underrated. I don't know. I mean, I kind of dig it. It's a nice figure. Spider-Fan, underrated. Marvel Legends Back in Black Deadpool. It comes with a good amount of accessories, especially the Venom tendrils and Venom face. I don't have that one. So I'm glad to hear you like it. Method Madness, an underrated Black Series fig that surprised me was this year was Wandering Jedi Obi-Wan. Got it from Walmart clearance and was really impressed with the cloth goods and quality overall. I try to decide if I want to get a whole Obi-Wan or make a whole Obi-Wan Kenobi shelf because I have Final, I'm dueling with Anakin again version. I don't know if I wouldn't mind getting that Wandering Obi-Wan too because I'm with you. It's a nice looking figure. Whoa, we need an Ultimates multi-pack or way to go Puff Adder Wave Cap. Yeah. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Jalen, I don't feel like Pizza Spidey's underrated because that's all I ever people talk about for what seemed like a good 10 years. I was a minute. Judge Dredd, underrated. The new NECA Assassin's Creed Ezio. And you can't teach that. Lawson, we need a new Gladiator figure. Small legs on Gladiator. Overrated. Yeah. We just need a new Gladiator all around. Michael Solis, underrated. Jamie Reyes, Ghost Rider would love to have it, but they hit on the price. Means I have to go without it. 80s. I don't understand this whole trend of newer being better. Not everything that's new is better than the old stuff. A lot of times it's because they've improved articulation, sculpting, and paint, but there's some figures where the older one is better. Lost and Gladiator got short shinned along with Captain Britain. Are you talking about this one? I really like this figure. Maybe it's the color scheme. I think he really pops. Deathlock, underrated. He is a great figure. I do like him too, Michael. John W. Overrated Marvel Legends comic symbiote Spider-Man. Which version? Jalen. Jeff Yellowpark is legit. The quality, size, and detail are unmatched for the price. As long as you're okay with them not transforming. For the most part. David Thanos, underrated Marvel Legends Spider Shot. I do want to get that one. John W. Marvel Legends Deluxe War Machine is a great figure and absolutely underrated. I feel like people don't talk about how great that figure is, but he's so good. I'm good on War Machine. Y'all nailed it. It was really great. Game Quest, underrated Old Man Hawkeye, proto classified G.I. Joe. Method of Madness, those retro carded Fantastic Four are pretty good. To say you can pick all them up for cheap from Ollie's in Burlington. Save you some money if you don't want to spend more on Marvel Selects. They are good and underrated figures. I put the retro Human Torch on my list, but yeah, I put all of them on there. I really love that lineup. Henry G. Okay, I got to say it. Underrated. My beloved DC icons. Maurice, I have Storm, Thunderbird, Cyclops, and Nightcrawler. Green outfit, Phoenix, and Colossus are coming. Proper versions of Wolverine and Kitty Pryde are still needed. Yes. John W. Also underrated, overrated, that new Taskmaster from the Cabal set. We definitely need to get rid of the waist cut from the Vulcan mold. I hope the new Punisher from the upcoming 2-pack is a new standard body. Plus, he has a classic cape. Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man is great. Jalen, I think Old Man Hawkeye is very overrated. Then again, I don't have him. All right, everybody. Somehow we stretch this out even longer than normal. Thank you all for hanging out and sharing with me your overrated, underrated figures. Really dug that and definitely have some new figures to take a look at, to check out and see how cool they are. And again, as always, if there's some cool news that drops, I'll do a quick video. If not, look for another one maybe over the weekend. And of course, we're back on Thursday for another live edition to have a change on the normal Lyle's Movie Files. Maybe we'll do it Tuesday. Wednesday is booked up, but we'll be back on as always. In the interim, hopefully you all have an awesome weekend. And thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you all. As always, for now, this episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.